and host the channel, that would be fantabulous. I would appreciate it. Thanks, Beck. I appreciate that, man. Go to your own channel and backslash host Jay Streezy. I should be live now. Yeah. That's just true, man. Yeah. Yeah, well, we can talk about this because I 100% agree in some situations, man, it's not worth having a huge setup. Trust me. Hard disagree, guys. Okay. Got the tweet out. I usually fuck that up, so finally we're good. Yeah, go ahead and you can tweet or retweet, do whatever you guys gotta do. We got some people. Oh, is it? What's up, everybody? How's it going? Who do we got in chat? A bunch of you guys are already in chat. Royal, what's up, man? Tubes, I see you. Cax Axe, how's it going, everybody? Glad you could all be here early because we're starting this podcast, the 3rd episode of the IRL podcast here today. A very special episode. I don't know if you guys can see it. I've got a fishing pole, or fishing rod, I should say, right? That's what they are. They're actually rods. A fishing rod back here. I don't know if you guys saw my stream yesterday, but I went out fishing for the very first time. It was super hectic and awesome at the same time, but I wanted to be prepared for today because today we've got a bunch of outdoor has changed. Outdoor, these guys are really the outdoor streamers. Here on Twitch, outdoor doesn't just, not outside of the house, but actually in the outdoors. And all these guys have done some streaming, we'll say in the wilderness or on a lake somewhere. Some of these guys have done a lot of fishing. Actually, all of these guys are fishermen. So the anglers of Twitch here today. Gonna have lots of questions for him after my kind of debacle yesterday, and we'll just get into a bunch of different topics on fishing and IRL streaming. So let's cut the chase and get everyone on stream here. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
We'll get everyone's intros in right now. We'll start with the person directly to my left on stream. We've got GamersOutdoors / Dan Burgundy. How you doing today, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for joining me. We've got a bunch of Minnesota crew actually, right? And you're one of the Minnesota crew.
I am. Yeah.
One of the others is KjamesN, Kevin, right next to him. What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing well, man. Just enjoying a Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of the Minnesota Vikings.
There we go. There we go. You guys can see this podcast is going to be a little bit different than some of the podcasts I've held before. We've got some guys drinking some brewskis today. So we're going to have some good topics of conversation. I'm 100% sure. Now, next to Kevin, filling out the top line here, we've got Mr. Martson, BrookMartson. How you doing, man? It looks like he's ready for business.
Yeah, let's get down to business. That's what I'm talking about. I'm BrookMartson. I do fishing. Thanks for having me on, Jay. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Of course. And then working our way down below me, the first person to respond to my invite and get in. He was super gung-ho about it. I invited him. He got into the call, and then I didn't hear from him since then. But I'm glad he's still here. He told me he actually might be outside, but that looks like a green screen.
It definitely is.
That's Hacknet below me. How's it going, man?
Good, man. I'm like Nicolas Cage. I don't turn down a new movie role. But yeah, I'm like the resident saltwater fisherman on Twitch. All these other chugheads do a lot of freshwater, and I'm the resident boat guy. So
okay, awesome.
There we go.
We can get into that. And then next to Hacknet, we've got our resident homeless man who's sleeping in a hammock, and he can't change. Unfortunately, he can't change his name. But a lot of you who watch me know Beck already because we've been in the same circles for a long time, man. It's good to have you on, Beck. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm glad you're here on the IRL podcast in a hammock for this this special outdoor and fishing stream, man. And then, of course, to round it out here on the bottom right corner, we've got a guy from the East Coast, Mr. BanjoBriggs. How you doing?
Hi, hello. How are you? I'm Banjo.
Banjo, man. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. Welcome. All of you guys, thank you for taking the time out of your day today to join us. Like I said, this particular podcast is a little bit different than the one that I've been doing. I've been doing IRL streamers, but none of them really have experience in the actual outdoors. So you guys are all here, and I appreciate that. We're going to talk fishing and everything else that comes with the whole thing. So I've done a lot of talking here. Now it's your guys' turn to just step in. I want to hear from all of you guys about you know, how long you've been fishing, and how long have you been on Twitch fishing? So if someone wants to take it, go for it.
I mean, I can start. I've been fishing on Twitch since last August of 2017, so quite a while. And like, how long I've been fishing? My whole life. I mean, and that's actually a question I had for you. Is like, as a brand new, well, I mean, not brand new, like you fished before, but coming into fishing, you walked into a store the other day and talked to somebody. Like, what's your impression as to like how is it entering that field as a new fisherman?
I think just like anything today, it's easy to learn the basics on anything. You got YouTube, you've got a ton of guides. If you know how to Google something, you can get your head around it. It was pretty intimidating for me to go. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a fishing streamer or anything like that. And I wouldn't even consider myself a fisherman. It might be something that I do on stream from time to time here, going out to see if I think my goal now is to actually just catch a fish, because my chat thinks that it's impossible for me to do it. So until then, I'm going to have to do fishing streams until I do that. But yeah, I walked into the store and I didn't feel like I was in a bad place. I felt welcomed. They were helpful. A couple of you guys were in my chat yesterday trying to help me out. So that felt good. I mean, I've been fishing since I was small. But that's with my dad and my brother, so I have some experience going in. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who don't fish who are watching right now. But yeah. How about you guys? Moving on. Let's go with Brook. How long you been streaming, man?
So I originally was streaming on Facebook, actually. I'm not a gamer. Like, I really am not. I didn't know about Twitch until like January of this year. And what I was doing is I was streaming like snowboarding and skiing on Facebook just for fun, for like 10 or 15 viewers of just like personal family and friends. Mm-hmm. And then like I did some like airsoft stuff and just like little adventure things. And Facebook's pretty limited on like stream quality and some of the options like that. And I found Twitch and started streaming, and I think my first stream was like May or something like that. And then in June is when I started streaming a lot more. So that was kind of my intro, but to Twitch. But so yeah, I'm not up on the Twitch culture or any of it, but it's a cool place, so I've been really enjoying it.
Nice, man. Kevin, thanks for the sub. You don't have to do that, dude. As he cracks one open.
Hey, cheers, Kevin. Hell yeah.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. All right. Someone else want to step in and just kind of give the background on your guys' stream?
Yeah, I'll take it. So I've been fishing my whole life with my dad and his uncle. It's been a learning experience. We actually had a saltwater boat go sink out from underneath of us, and we had to get rescued by the Coast Guard. That was one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me in my entire life. But yeah, I've been fishing my entire life, and my Twitch channel's like, I think it's like 6 years old, because I made it when I first joined the Navy, and I used to stream like really scuffed DayZ gameplay.
Okay.
And then I got deployed, so I stopped really gaming totally. And now I'm back, and I've just been streaming fishing or trying to fish.
Trying to fish. Okay. Yeah. Well, you said you're the resident saltwater fisherman.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Beck.
Yo. So real quick, is your camera messed up for everybody else, or is it just me?
It's just you.
Oh no.
Okay. No, we're all good.
Okay.
All right. So, anyways, I don't know. I've been fishing off and on my whole life with my dad and friends and stuff like that. Nothing too serious. Not like all these guys. These guys are real fishermen. I just really like the outdoors, and catfishing is where I enjoy it the most, because I just chill and just relax and wait for that thing to bite, you know. I've been streaming on Twitch as far as outdoors fishing and stuff like that since I believe March of last year, something like that.
Okay.
Other than that, that's about it.
All right, man. Dan, go ahead.
Sure. So,
Been fishing since the 1800s.
I was born with the rod in my hand.
I'm probably the oldest one here. No, but yeah, being in Minnesota, everyone fishes here, and I've been fishing my whole life. My grandparents were hardcore fishermen. We had a cabin in northern Minnesota growing up, in the middle of nowhere on a lake. So I fished up there, you know, till I was 18 when my parents sold the cabin, and then I've always been a gamer. I got into Twitch actually, just like Hacknet from DayZ. I think a lot of people did. And so I never really streamed, but I was really active on Twitch, and a lot of my work crossed over with stuff on there. So this year is actually this summer was the first time I streamed. My channel's new, and you know, we're just trying something kind of unique. Yeah.
Awesome. You're all right, man. Don't worry.
Dude, Dan, can I ask a question of Dan?
Yeah.
Really quick? Dude, what is it like coming in? Because you were kind of in the industry and you've been around it for so long. What is it like actually streaming? That's got to be a weird perspective,
Yeah.
or at least a unique one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think like streaming is a lot about, you know, the personality of the person and connecting with chat and stuff, and that's actually pretty difficult, I think, when you're first starting out, because it just feels so like unnatural.
Hey
But I
Dan,
mean,
what's it like having color TV?
I don't. You have that? But yeah, I mean, I've been watching Twitch for so long. I mean, I've literally been watching Twitch on a third monitor for 5 or 6 years straight every day. So, yeah, I mean, I work with Twitch up. You know, I lay in bed and watch Twitch. Yeah, so.
I actually have. I want to talk about that more. The whole Twitch on a third monitor type thing. But I want to hear from Banjo first about his Twitch and his fishing, his life of fishing. Let's hear it, man.
Pretty similar to Dan and Hacknet. I started back in the day playing DayZ. I saw Lyric streaming back early 2013. I made a Twitch account. My first stream, I had like a webcam and a Win TV capture device. And I didn't know how to video capture, or I didn't know how to screen capture. So I was playing Minecraft with a video camera pointed at my monitor for like 2 months before I figured out what the hell I was doing.
That's awesome.
I've been streaming pretty much since 2013, just grinding it out for nobody. And then just recently with this whole IRL thing, I mean, as you guys know, it's been blowing up. It's pretty easy to get viewers playing IRL, and the community behind it's pretty awesome. So just recently, it was like last year, I think April sometime. I don't really remember, but that's when I started actually getting into it, you know, hanging out with Alec, and he's the one who got me fishing. So I'm kind of like the new fisherman around here. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. I basically just rely on chat to tell me what to do. And if it works, I keep doing that. So.
Man, that is how I felt yesterday. 100%. That's how I felt yesterday. New to it, going out there. I was just like taking advice from chat, and it was funny because they were like, "Okay, Jeff, with this setup, this is a cast and, you know, slowly reel in." And then other people are like, "No, what the hell are you doing? This is a cast and wait." And I was just like, "What the hell am I supposed to do here, guys?" Yeah. So taking advice from chat can be a little.
Yo, Jay, if you ever want to have a mental breakdown, just take the stream to the store and ask them what you should buy for fishing.
Oh, God. Dude. He did that.
I did. Well, I did that
the other day.
I did that. It was actually pretty good, but everyone thought that I was fishing for bass.
Dude.
So I got kind of mixed reviews in there, but yeah.
On Twitch, backseat gaming is a thing. Backseat fishing is the absolute worst. Like, trust me.
Dude, Twitch chat loves to tell me how to drive my boat.
Hey,
Really? Hacknet, you should clean your boat, Hacknet. You gotta clean your boat.
Yeah.
Can we get a picture of this dirty boat?
It's scrubbing.
Oh, God.
I'm in 3-foot waves going like this, and they're like, "Just trim the motor, you'll be fine." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay, so that going back to what I was talking about, Twitch on the third monitor. I've been watching Twitch for a long time too. Never started streaming until about a year ago now. But I am like one of the biggest lurkers, which is why fishing is so appealing to me as a viewer. You kind of have it in on the side, you know, usually the landscape is beautiful. It's chilling, or it's relaxing. You're chilling there.
Yeah, it's a very relaxing, like very like therapeutic stream to watch. You could just sit there and watch. You don't have to interact. You just sit there and when he catches a fish, hey, yeah, awesome. But if not, you just hear the birds chirping and the water waving. What's water noise sound like?
Splashing?
Flashing.
Splooshing?
One of those weird things in Virginia.
So you're out in Virginia, Banjo.
Yeah,
We've
but
got
you're
Dan, Kevin, and Beck in Minnesota. Hacknet, you're also Virginia?
Yeah, I live 20 minutes from Banjo.
Okay, Brooke, where are you located? He's gone.
Rip.
Rip.
Colorado.
Oh,
I
Colorado.
believe he's from Colorado, right?
Colorado.
Oh, okay. He was muted. I
There he's
got him. Okay. So, I mean, have you guys been fishing in different areas? You guys usually stick to close to home, or?
I fish all around the ocean, really.
Yeah, so we went to Austin, and that was pretty awesome. Hanging out with like D. Kane and well, Greek God was out there, Andy Milanakis. We went fishing with that whole crew, Nick and Esteban. I thought that was a pretty cool experience. That was when I was still pretty new, so being able to meet all those big streamers like me, I met Soda Pop into that was probably my best fishing experience traveling. But really, I just stick around close because where I live, where me and Hacknet live, there's so much. Well, same with Minnesota, the land of 10 million lakes or something like that.
10 trillion. Okay.
You don't have to go far to find a good fishing spot.
Okay.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. Ask Kevin.
We were talking about that earlier before we went on air. Apparently, Kevin can find all the worst spots.
Somehow,
to go fishing.
somehow Dan takes me to the absolute worst
Oh,
lakes.
the other way around. There you go.
Kevin, you're toxic. I'm done.
Toxic. Dan.
Here's the deal. I have a lake that's a mile away from my house. Every time I go there, I catch at least 15 fish. And Dan, we go 2 hours north, and we catch one fish, and it's like,
What's the point?
Hey, we're trying new things, Kevin. You can't just go in the same little pond in your backyard and fish that. Okay.
I do it all the time. I've caught every single.
yeah,
fish.
he literally does it.
I literally have caught every fish in that pond.
Guys, we have to go to uncomfortable places in order to grow. Isn't that it?
Yeah, Kevin, don't be afraid of change. Okay.
Hope and change.
So when you guys are going out and getting ready to fish, do you have a goal for the day? Like 15 fish a day? That sounds fucking crazy. I'm like,
No,
Mine's one fish. I just want to catch one, just so
Okay.
I don't get skunked. One fish is, and you're good. Once
I
you
want to catch something I can eat.
That too. Yeah, that's a good goal. But
I eat all the fish that I can take in
okay.
legally. So
it's weird you say that. You've never kept any fish any time I've been on the boat with you, but that's.
well, it's because they're all either too big or too small.
Oh, okay. You sure? Okay.
Yeah, they have crazy slot limits in Virginia. It's unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, fishing has always been more about research than patience. Like people always say fishing is about patience, but if you research properly and have the right stuff, it takes a lot less patience. That's that's all part of it. So
How much research does everyone else put into going fishing?
None.
I mean, I have to research water currents, temperature, spots, what they're biting on, depths, all sorts of shit. So.
And I guess everyone else is doing that too. I didn't do any research on my fishing trip yesterday, guys. Shit. That's probably why I didn't catch anything, right?
I think you're just fishing in a really big puddle in like a Walmart parking lot. That's what it looked like.
I think when you're shore fishing is different, but when you're boat fishing, you've got to know the depths and you've got to look for structure and things.
True.
I mean,
Well, also
So-
knowing what to target, what kind of
Yeah.
fish are where you're fishing, and what's the best bait or lure to use to catch that fish.
Yeah.
And that's
in here, we have 12,000 plus lakes, and some are great, some are not. Dan obviously finds the ones that are not great, but many of them are great. And part of what's I would say the most challenging is finding ones that aren't totally like overfished or understocked or all that stuff, and just close to your house, one that's easily accessible.
my home lake is great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
So-
fantastic.
Do you guys all have like a spot that's your go-to, like your home lake?
I had like
The
2 home
ocean.
lakes, yeah.
The ocean, okay.
Well, Hacks actually is like Chesapeake Bay, the ocean.
Yeah.
Mine's that little pond right down the street. It's just easy. You know, I
Yeah.
can lug my gear and set up within 5 minutes. I don't have to hike in anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a lot,
Part of the
it's a lot
dude-
more peaceful.
Yeah, part of the difficulty, well, Jay, as you know, like getting set up, you're hauling your stuff out, you're hauling your streaming stuff out. Like there's a whole lot of friction between the time that you leave the house or even the night before when you're planning the location. There's a whole lot of friction between that time and you actually hit record on your phone. So it's like if you have like some go-to spots that have good service, that you know the area already, like it makes things so much easier.
Yeah, especially like because I have to launch the boat, I have to set up like a pretty intricate setup, so it takes a lot of time. And during the summer, it really sucked when like the sun would go down, you know, and then we'd end the stream, and then we'd have to tear down in the
Pack
dark,
up. That's one of the worst
get off
things.
the lake, get chewed up by mosquitoes. I'm not kidding. Like my legs look like I had chicken pox this summer just from that.
My
Like it
legs
was.
still look like that shit.
I know. I kept telling people like the only thing I'm looking forward to with winter is just healing from bug bites. So,
It's that bad, huh?
yeah, it was terrible.
Holy shit, man! There's a lot of reasons why I'm glad to be living in California, especially in the Bay Area. I guess bugs is one of those things that I never have to think about really. You got
area.
Do you guys all have bug problems where you guys fish and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, like I'd rather have bugs than homeless people and hipsters. Like,
Well, here in the South Bay, there's a little bit of a homeless problem, but yeah, you got to choose, I guess. Bugs or homeless and hipsters. Yeah, you're right, man. Beck, how are the bugs right now on you?
Oh, they're gone.
Dude, he's as happy as a clam right now. Like bugs or no bugs, he's
They were
good.
gone like a month ago, or
Yeah,
probably even
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
one thing.
like where
that's
he
nice.
is, it's like 35 degrees. There's no mosquitoes out there.
Yeah. They
Nothing.
disappear like
Freaking cold.
when the temperature drops. Yeah.
There's not even any wildlife, just Beck.
Yep.
The rabbits are hibernating.
and random people walking down the path, and all they hear is me giggling. They're probably like, who the fuck is giggling in the woods?
Like this guy's talking to a tree.
The occasional jogger goes by.
Exactly. I see him. I was like, oh my god. All right. Anyways.
Well, so I guess we're going through a change in seasons right now, right? We're hitting fall and all that. Is fishing easier and streaming easier during the summer months? I would assume so, right? You don't have to deal with rain.
For
or
us,
snow
yeah,
or
it's
anything.
not cold.
I mean, for me, I don't mind the cold, but as far as the bite goes, it gets a lot better in the fall with the water temps dropping significantly, and there's less people on the lakes, you know, so it's less busy, and you know, it's awesome all around as far as I'm concerned. And then we
Fishing-
transitioned like right into ice fishing in about a month and a half. So
Yeah, fishing
Come
gets
up real
better,
quick.
but I think streaming it gets harder because, well, especially for me, like I had to bring my boat in to get winterized. But you know, with the kayak, we could still go out, but the water temperature is really cold. The air temperature is really cold. We went out on Saturday and man, it was freezing. But
Somebody in chat, J Hook, made a good observation. The phones don't overheat in
Yeah.
winter, so that's
no,
good.
but one problem I had last year while fishing on a frozen lake is that it won't charge because it's too cold.
Oh, really?
Is that an
Ah.
issue?
Yep.
Yeah. If
Wait,
you have an dude,
Note 8,
iPhone
it wouldn't
especially.
charge.
Wait,
Yep,
if
it said moisture in. First, it said too cold to charge. Then it said like moisture in the port because it gets warm when it charges, causes condensation in the port. It's a disaster. So I could only stream for about an hour and a half. But
Dude, Canada sucks.
shut up.
Not actually in Canada. Well, do you have solutions for that coming up, man? Like, have you thought about ways around?
And warm.
Well, Dan kind of has. I mean, so right now he's looking at what's called an ice castle. It's basically a small house. It's fully insulated. It's got bunk beds. It has a kitchen. Has like holes in the floor cut out. So you just basically back it up onto the spot with a truck, lower it down, and you're totally good to go. It's like a small little house on the lake.
yeah,
Holy
Kevin
cow.
and I plan on rigging one up with like multi cameras and the underwater
it's gonna be
cam
awesome.
and all that, and we'll just be chilling in there. So
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
coming up for that.
Dan and Kevin, you guys have been in Ice House before, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. There's all of my experiences. There's always a ton of moisture like on the walls. I don't know if you're gonna have any issues with that or not.
Dehumidifier.
Like with the propane and the heat.
maybe.
I can't
Maybe.
foresee any problems.
Yeah, I mean, I've
See-
been.
Oh, hope
I
not.
ran my rig like in the rain and stuff. I mean, it's all fairly waterproofed. But yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I'm sure there'll be things we'll learn along the way. But
More concerned about whether or not fish are biting than if I can charge my phone. So
Yeah.
priorities first.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Do you guys always plan on going out with your phone and ready to stream it, and then if conditions are good, you go out? Or is it just always a thing? Or are you okay with cutting the stream off and just fishing without it?
So for me lately, I mean, almost the entire summer, I've brought my phone and streamed. Lately, I've been fishing on this lake near me where it has just terrible coverage. So like, you know, sometimes if it's bad one day, I'll turn it off and just fish. And it's kind of brought me back to like my roots as far as fishing. It's been fantastic just to sit in the boat by myself,
Very
complete
therapeutic.
silence, nature. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
So
That's
there's
like
been
the
days,
best part of fishing.
there's been days where I've been like, you know, triggered by something and I don't feel like streaming, so I'd cut the stream and I just sit there and actually fish in silence and just actually enjoy it for myself instead of, you know, focusing most of my attention on chat and interacting with people.
yeah, Kevin and I went to this lake once where, you know, we hadn't tried it before, and obviously like the reception issue is the big thing. Like we don't know if we're driving like an hour to this lake what the service is going to be like, and one time we just couldn't really get it to work, so we just did offline recording with all the cameras and everything, and then chopped it up into some just kind of like bonus footage. But yeah, I mean, it's still always a great time. Like I don't have a lot of time to fish, so I'm gonna go fish even if the conditions aren't right, and if I don't catch anything, I don't catch anything. But at least, you know, I know I'll be out there. So
But if you're out there, are you trying to stream it as well?
100%.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
I do
it's really not too crazy to stream, at least for me, because I just use my phone.
Yeah.
So I just set it on a tripod, hit go, and just go about my normal thing.
Well,
like,
your fishing is way more stressful than like sitting on a coast somewhere,
Yeah.
sitting in a chair. Like boating, it's a whole nother beast. Like
Steer the boat.
It sucks sometimes. Like last time me and the Hack were out, we got fucking skunked. The place was pretty cool where we were at, the James River Bridge, but on the way back it was choppy as fuck, and we were both just like, okay, let's
Getting
just get
soaked.
the boat. Let's just get the boat back and go home, please. You know. So
Yeah, for me, like, dude, so like generally, if I'm streaming fishing and the service is bad or something, I cut the stream and leave. Like, I don't stay out there. Now, I do go fishing without the stream, like, but those are like separate trips. And for me, it's like service is really always an issue, especially if you want to do like trout fishing or something up in the mountains. So on those days, like if I'm not going to stream it, I'll go up somewhere higher up and just actually do a fishing trip.
Beck is looking real comfortable down there.
Beck goes to sleep. This is basically Beck in a nutshell.
Yeah, this is the Beck stream.
Tune into the stream. 90% of the time, it's like 50-50, either a hammock or Uber.
He came in to the call earlier and was like, I didn't sleep last night, so I'm gonna be here, but I'm also in a hammock, and I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna go well.
He loves hammocks, that guy.
Blackout drop. None
I
of us
love
slept
hammocks.
last night.
That's right. Yeah, blackout is huge right now.
that's why I was napping, because I fucking played
I
till
know,
3 in the morning.
I took a nap too.
Yeah, back in August. When was that, Beck? August when we were camping? I think it was, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
actually the same hammock that you use.
Yeah, so I went camping with Beck, and I slept in a hammock for the first time. And we weren't in the same hammock, although he did request that. And I was like, but so it was still fun. But yeah, it was a great time. Camping, I highly recommend hammocks. They're awesome.
I've been in a hammock. I've never slept in a hammock like overnight.
Yeah, I've got.
You just gotta
I've got
make
these
sure you sleep
friends,
on the diagonal.
I've got these friends with a sailboat, and they sleep in a hammock in the summertime, just like on top of
Yeah.
the sailboat. And I've always
Those
thought,
are-
like, That's got to be so amazing to be like anchored out in the middle of the water, just
You'd be fishing from your hammock, just
yeah,
Oh, it'd be so cool.
yeah, it'd be so cool.
Dude, so I have friends that all they do is use hammocks to camp. They don't even bring a tent, and they've got like the fancy nice hammocks. But I feel like at the low end of the hammock, like I feel like that would hurt your back after a while. Do you have to stretch it really, really tight in order to get that really good comfort? Or...
I also want to know about this. Yes.
You gotta set it up right. Beck's probably got a better answer, but when I did my camping trip a while back, it was the first time using a hammock, and that first night was no bueno. I set it up wrong. I ended up basically.
Was it a cheap Walmart hammock?
I mean, it's a hammock, dude. A hammock's a hammock. I got all.
No, they're really not, because the one that Beck has, like, you actually have to lay on it kind of like a diagonally, so your back is straight. It's not like you're just totally curved. You actually lay on it kind of diagonally, so it keeps you straight, and that makes a big difference.
Beck paid $10,000 for his hammock,
And it was worth every penny.
There's definitely proper technique. Like I had to go get like that bug cover because bugs. When we were out
All
there,
right,
the
talk
bugs
to you guys
were
later.
bad. All right, are you leaving? Okay.
Not sure.
Hey,
I'll just drop the bomb.
Hello?
And, yeah, hi.
we're dropping the bomb.
Everybody's dropping the bomb.
I think Dan might have froze. No.
Did he
Oh,
F?
he's good on me.
Oh.
Still there, he's moving around. He's just
Both
like,
of you guys look good to me.
Yeah, the
Thanks,
connection's
thanks,
bad.
Kevin.
I guess.
Oh,
If you're on the phone.
he's on dial-up, so just give him a minute.
The 28K.
He's having a stroke. What do we do?
He looks good on our end, at least.
All right, keep on going there, Banjo.
Oh.
I think he
What
was
was
done.
that?
He wants to hear your input on
Yeah.
the
Hammocks,
whole camming
come
thing.
on.
Hammocks there's a technique, but I don't think I figured it out yet. So if you got any more input on the proper hammocking technique.
So yeah, you're gonna want to get basically it's a double hammock meant for two people so that you can lay in it diagonally. And then you always want to make sure that you're at the right angles from the trees and everything and the length. Other than that, as far as bugs go, you want to use a bug net that is separate from the actual hammock so that it completely goes around the hammock and basically cinches at the ends, because then you won't get the bugs biting at your back if you're in an uninsulated hammock. Did you guys hear that okay?
Yeah,
Yep.
you're good, man.
Oh, okay, cool.
Super important too, because there's nothing worse than like middle of the night getting a bunch of mosquitoes inside your net. Like, it is the worst thing in the world. They're the worst.
yeah. I also want a new fishing rod for Christmas, Santa. By the way.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need one if you keep fishing with Banjo. He's gonna throw them all
Dude,
overboard.
I've only dropped one rod, and Hacknet lost the rod literally like.
Wait.
2 days
I don't know
after
this
that.
story. I don't know this story. What
It's-
happened?
It's one of my biggest freaking clips for some reason. Hit live stream.
Oh, for
failed.
some reason.
I wanted to be smooth and one hand cast it, and it was a heavy weight, and I kind of limp wristed it a little bit and didn't have a good grip on the rod. All right.
If you look at the clip, he just goes and like
did
drops
not
the rod
do
and
that,
like,
no.
sends it.
Oh
That's
no.
not how it
My
happened.
headset came
I
on
did
fire.
kind of that, and it like flopped out, and I'm like, oh shit. And I looked back, and then I was like, whoops, uh-oh. And then you were like, what, are we sinking? You thought I sank the boat
Yeah.
somehow, but
Wait, so did you toss it far enough out that it was like trouble, or could you fish it in real quick?
Oh, it
we
sank
were-
straight to Davy
It
Jones.
was gone. It was gone like that. Okay.
it was-
Damn.
yeah, it was gone.
Did you guys see Fish on Luke? He had somebody on his stream that he went to cast the rod and he just tossed it into the lake.
Yep.
Oh no.
That's another good one.
There's some good clips out there. People losing rods. There's a guy, Monster Bass. He's an older gentleman who's been streaming fishing. I think he was on a boat of some kind, and you see him go and cast back, and he hooked another rod and just cast it. He like hooked the rod and then yanked the rod out of the water. Luckily,
I actually
he
know a
didn't
guy.
do it, but-
I actually know a guy who had a rod shoot straight into the water one night, and then the next morning he snagged one and pulled it in.
I know a guy who's
It was the
lost
same
his-
rod or a different rod?
different rod, but does it matter? I mean, it's still amazing, right?
What you
lose
put
one, you get
upon-
one.
What you put upon the water will come back to you tenfold. I say.
I know a guy named Kevin that's lost a lot of equipment in the water.
I mean, I also know a guy named Kevin who's caught a lot of fish. So
Pliers, scales, lip grippers, rods. What else?
That pole holder, that okay dude fucking rocket launched into the water.
Yeah.
Listen, I lost a lot of gear yesterday too. It was mostly the rigs and stuff, so not a big deal. But I feel like I came out on top because I didn't break my rod or anything.
What did you
like
lose in
that.
the water yesterday?
I like just a bunch of hooks and weights and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a
So
$20
his knots
lure
weren't
the
good.
other day.
Speaking of lures, since we're on that subject, I know you're new to kind of bass fishing and all that, so I thought I might give you a little recommendation on my favorite bass lure. I'm trying to convince Dan to adopt it. He actually just bought a massive box full of equipment for it.
Okay.
It's called the Ned Rig. I told you about it yesterday in your chat. This is, in my opinion, the best bass lure in the world. At least
I can go, Kevin. You want me to go grab some and I can show him?
Yeah.
I've actually got a convenient picture right here of a Ned
okay.
Rig.
Yeah, that
if I can get this to. Here we go.
Looks like a turd.
Whoa. That's it right there. So all it is a.
It looks like a
mushroom.
Is that a shit pickle?
It's a mushroom head jig hook right here, and this
Looks
is
like
actually a
something.
smaller version, but it's a buoyant plastic, and all you do is toss it in, let it drop all the way to the bottom, and just bounce it off the bottom, and you will catch bass for days. Easiest thing in the world.
It does work. I've seen
While
it.
we're talking about lures, there's a guy named Fuzzy who's been tying lures on stream, and actually I have a package right here that he sent me.
Nice.
When you
Awesome.
subscribe to him, he sends you lures. So they're all
Wow.
hand-tied lures. Wait, this camera.
So those are fly fishing, right?
Nice.
Or just whatever.
I
Okay.
don't think they're
They weren't.
fly fishing.
No.
Those are jigs he had. I think.
Okay.
Jigs.
Because I think I've watched him before too, and I saw that he was tying stuff. He had like multiple points of view with his camera, and he was doing them.
Yeah.
Do you guys, do any of you other guys tie your own lures or anything like that?
I haven't.
Not
no.
really. It seems cool. It seems like a nice little therapeutic, craft to
Mhm.
pick up. But
Yeah.
I think to do it properly, there's a lot of small little things that you need that seems like they'd be expensive for some reason. I don't know.
Man, I was absolutely amazed when I walked into the Bass Pro Shops yesterday at just how much
Yeah.
stuff there
It's
is.
overwhelming.
Yeah, when you talked about that earlier, I was
Mecca.
surprised you didn't say it was overwhelming because I think going into like Cabela's or Bass Pro, like it can be so overwhelming just from rods to reels to line to lures. Like, I mean,
I can see how people would be overwhelmed, but I feel like I was really at the point where I have no clue what I need. My game plan was just walk around and then finally find a Bass Pro to just walk me through whatever. So it didn't stress me out, but I could see how
Dude,
walking. I thought it looked cool.
So this is a small example of what the Ned Rig can do right here.
Oh, of course you're
Just, just a small example. Just one of many.
That thing is beautiful, man.
That's a nice fish.
You must have an affiliate link for this thing, eh? You're selling it hard.
I wish I did now, but it's great. I'm just trying to get you to use it. That's all. You'll catch fish.
There's bass in that lake that I was fishing also, and I was actually I think I probably should have been bass fishing instead of going for the carp. Maybe next time I'm out there we'll see what can happen.
Yo, Jay. So how much? So you went yesterday. You went on stream. You went shopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was your budget? I'm curious to know what like a budget would be for someone just getting into it.
I didn't want to spend over $50, including everything. So
Shoot.
I already had a rod.
Oh, okay.
So that helped me out a lot, right?
Rod and reel combo.
Rod and reel combo, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I had to pay $15 for my fishing license, which kind of hurt. And I probably
It's cheaper than here.
Is it?
That's it? Wow.
Yeah, here it's 26 for a year.
No. I paid for one day. One day,
you did a
guys.
day.
Oh, wow.
And in hindsight, I probably should have bought the yearly one. It was
Yeah, you should have,
$65, but it ends on December 31st, right? So what am I? I
This
don't.
is California, right?
Yeah, California.
It doesn't start the day you buy it. and
No,
the
it
day you
ends.
buy
It's a year. It ends on
Oh,
December
wow.
31st. So I was like, I don't know.
Holy crap.
That's crazy, man.
Is that crazy?
Yeah,
It's
my
nuts.
my fishing license was $45.
Dang.
Yeah, I did the family one. I think it was like 40 some dollars maybe.
Whoa.
And it was funny because I was on stream and I got that question multiple times. Hey Jay, do you have a fishing license? And I said, yes, of course I do. Even if I didn't, would I say it on stream that I didn't have a fishing license? Like, come on, guys. Right?
You just ask it like answer with a question like, do I need a license?
Why
That's a
wouldn't I
bad
have a
question.
license?
to ask.
Yeah, why
Bad
wouldn't I?
follow-up question.
Do I need a license? Come on.
Another reason not to fish in California from chat, yeah. So, just a quick note on chat, guys. If you guys want to ask questions, we can do that now. I found that, within conversation, it can be tough to just jump in and ask another question. But if you guys, I'm talking about everyone on stream right now, if you guys see something and you want to answer it and you can fit it in, go ahead. Otherwise, we can leave questions till the end from everybody. Either way. So
I'll hop on that one. I saw it earlier about the RC. Fishing boat. I don't know about an RC fishing boat, Radio Ranger 3. So I was fishing at my little pond the other day, and this dad and his two kids brought out these remote control RC boats, and I was like, man, this is so cool. I want to get one. They're like, the little one was like $50, the big one was like $150, and that got me thinking, what if I just put a little leader on the back with a hook and some worm and try to catch a fish on an RC boat? That'd be sick, right? But I guess apparently there's RC fishing boats.
Yes, sir.
How does that work?
Even thought of. I don't know. That's a good
For trolling?
I guess it would be for trolling, right? It'd be pretty much the same idea, like I'm saying, just a RC boat with some line and a hook on it.
There you go, Dan. Dan, forget a trolling motor. Let's just get some boats.
Have you seen the new RC submarine?
Yeah, those are cool. You can get those with a camera too. I've actually looked at those, but have you seen the video of the guy catching a fish with a drone hovering over the water?
No.
Yeah, that's cool too. I keep telling Hacknet. So if you guys haven't seen it, Hacknet's been doing this thing. Sometimes he's got what is it? A DJI
Mavic Pro.
And he's got it screen mirroring on his phone, so you can see the drone footage on stream. And it's actually really cool because we're out like in the middle of the ocean, pretty much, and like our boat's like this big on the stream, and he's like flying around to other places and going over military compounds illegally. Or wait, I didn't say that. I swear to God, one time, the last time I think we had 2 military helicopters do low passes. I'm pretty sure they were like, okay, there's a drone in the air too close to our base, and I was like, heck, let's take the drone down. We shouldn't be flying here.
Yeah, I had to notify the air control tower that I was flying around. I was like, oh.
Question in chat from Donkey. When's the next scuffed Brock Lesnar stream? I don't know. His name's Eric, by the way. Fantastic guy. He has an awesome bass boat. Really cool. Bass boats are the best boats, by the way.
Jesus Christ, Donald Trump. Stop complimenting stuff.
Yeah,
awesome guy, by the way. He's an awesome bass fisherman. The best bass boats out there. He surrounds himself with the best equipment.
He only has the best Twitch streamers on his boat.
Toxic.
Only the best.
Toxic.
How about do you guys, how much chat interaction? Because I yesterday really could not at all focus on chat because I was just trying to figure out what I was doing. I actually
if you're new, I get that totally.
I actually have a text-to-speech bot going, so that was the best way for me. How do you guys deal with that type of stuff?
Just read chat every couple minutes.
Every 10 minutes for Hacknet. For me, I'm on a kayak. It's right in front of me, so it's not hard to just, I'm glancing at it. It's literally in front of my face, so hard to miss it. But like, catfishing, it's often off to the side. You just do your best, or use like you did, text to speech is an awesome way. But
yeah,
sometimes like if you're around people, it can get a little toxic. But
I think shore fishing is hard to do that because usually the angle of like where it is to you and where you're watching the water is difficult. But for me on the boat, I actually hang a monitor and I, you know, put the chat in like dark mode and in huge text, and I can see it like anywhere on the boat basically, which is nice.
Well,
I use a text-to-speech bot.
Yeah.
With a Bluetooth speaker.
If you're so, I mean, there's a couple different ways that I do it. I have like a selfie stick that I carry around with a stand, and I can place it on the ground, like if I'm fishing or if I'm moving around, it's real mobile, and then you can set up on the ground. Or if you put your camera on like a chest mount and use text to speech to your ears and just interact that way.
Yeah, that's a good
You can
idea.
with earpiece.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes. I did that a lot when I was doing like the Uber streams back.
Yeah. Well, that brings up another thing, I guess. Do you, because chat was all over me about this. I have pretty loud alerts and loud text to speech. Like, are you guys trying to be quiet out there while you're fishing? Do you care about that? What do you guys think?
I do it oftentimes I'm on a small lake around other people, and in that case I do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I wouldn't want to have someone next to me blaring loud alerts or loud music. So golden rule probably comes into play.
I don't think anyone really uses music. I think like part of
I do sometimes.
Part of the
I played
beauty
music this morning.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I like watching fishing streams because of like the nature sounds and stuff like that. But I don't think there's any concern that like alerts or text to speech or anything will affect the fishing.
Just trying to be courteous of other people in the area potentially.
Yeah.
My go-to spots are basically there's no one really fishing there. Just, like I fish a lot of like urban stuff that I find, and it's just at the times that I fish, they're not active. Like people aren't out there, so the only people that I really worry about is like the homeless population, which is very healthy and active. So.
Healthy.
And so between Jay Streezy and Brooke, we have the highest homeless populations on Twitch.
Yeah.
By a long margin.
I just had a stream 2 weeks ago, and there was a dude buck naked in the bushes, like just behind the stream where the stream was running, and he was just dude. He was. It may have been. I don't know. It looked like that. I don't know. Could not. He didn't have a hammock though, but he was changing and unchanging clothes. Like he would take them off, put them on, take them off, put them on.
You know, at least he was putting back on.
Yeah.
I just ignore it and hope he doesn't come harass me.
Man, you want to watch my fashion show?
I had a homeless dude. On one of my early streams, I had a homeless guy chase me down because he thought that I was videoing their homeless camp.
No.
Yeah, he was ticked because apparently people like go in there and video and you know it's not kind,
right, or
whatever, and. So he actually chased me down on his bike, and I basically showed him the stream. I was like, "No, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm streaming." And he calmed down. I thought it worried me for a minute, but he was all good.
You talked him out of it. It's one of the things I deal with all the time. People upset about being on camera. Obviously, I understand, and some people want their privacy and all that. But there's different routes to calming a situation down. Has anyone else on the stream now ever run into problems with other people while you've been out fishing, or
some dude at the end of a fishing pier, like fucking 100 and something. You got to stay 500 feet off the fishing pier, and we were well past that. But these dudes cast these lines for cobia, right by, and we call them pier rats. They sit at the end of the pier all day and fish for these massive fish that come through the bay, and they're really territorial. Well, I saw that they had a chump slick down, so I was fishing just shy of all their baits and shit, and they got really mad. This dude was gonna jump off the pier, swim over, and beat my ass. He was saying, like, "I'm gonna get you too, boy." And I was like, "God damn."
And that person was Banjo, by the way.
But no issue with like people being on camera or streaming that you run into, nothing like that.
The biggest issue I have is walking around with the selfie stick, actually IRLing, like outside of the traveling outdoors.
Yeah, that's so cringy.
Like you just get so judged, and it like, it's easy to like wipe off like the insults that chat say to you on a day-to-day basis. But when an actual like a hot girl and she's walking by, and you're holding that selfie stick, and she's like, "Ew, what the fuck are you doing?" And you're just like, "Oh, it's got my pride. I'm famous. I'm on Twitch."
In my case, I often like open carry a handgun, and in Walmart around here, I can walk in with that, no problem. Nobody looks at me twice. You know, handgun on my belt, no problem. I walk in with a selfie stick. People look at me like I have lobsters crawling out of my ears. It's like the weirdest thing.
So you guys also do non-fishing IRL content, or just that's like part of
shooting sometimes,
shooting
hunting
sometimes?
and stuff.
Okay.
Like that.
How about everyone else?
Going out to bars and being stupid.
Hell yeah.
That's my main content is bar
Yeah,
streams.
yeah. Banjo's a bar streamer. He's not even a
There
fishing
it is.
streamer.
I try to do well. Yeah, thanks. I try to hit like festivals and events and shit, and like you know, if something interesting is going around town, I try to hit that up. Like we went to a Filipino festival. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, so we ended up going to a bar and getting fucked up like usual. But I mean, they had awesome lumpia and pansit, so that was nice.
Awesome.
This whole IRL split thing pisses me off.
Yeah, we can talk about how.
Yeah.
So, for everyone who doesn't know
know.
in chat, we've split into 13 different categories now.
Yeah.
What did you guys think before, and then now? How do you feel after it's been what, 3 weeks now?
Okay.
Are you gonna start? Go ahead.
Yes. So they should have literally just took IRL and kept it IRL. Like all the art stuff in there was pretty cool. All the like because that's actual IRL. But there were art categories before IRL split, weren't there?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they should have
Arts and
literally
creative.
enforced moderation, and then they wouldn't have had to do this. They should have taken ASMR in the beginning.
Yes.
And moved it to its own section. It shouldn't be like, because ASMR is not in real life. I don't walk around Walmart and see people like, "Oh my god, you guys say, you just like an like that." They should have kept it the way it was, because now we don't get we get people just going for traveling outdoors specifically, which is cool. And if you're going specifically looking for that content, you're going to find good content on any of these streams below. But we also don't get the people who don't really, it's not on the top of their head, you know? Who, if they were to see it in a section that they're browsing, like regular IRL, they'd be like, "Oh, cool, I didn't know people stream fishing. Let me go watch this," because I don't get to do it as much. It kind of cuts us at the knees like that.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah. For me,
Yep.
as a kid, I used to watch like fishing shows where they would teach fishing to people who have never done it before. And being in IRL was the best chance to do that type of thing. I'd get so many people that would come in and say, you know, "Cool, I've never fished before. Teach me how to fish or show me how to do this." Or, you know, "I've never seen fishing on Twitch," or all this stuff. And they would, you know, it was cool. Now being in outdoors category, it's sort of expected, you know, people who are looking for that type of content go there to find that content. So it's kind of a you know, catch-22 in some respect, because now we're, you know, page one on that category, but we're, you know, and that's obviously better than being page, you know, whatever 8 on IRL.
It's like being a celebrity on a retirement home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Pretty much.
So
I'm
everyone
torn.
feels the same, huh?
I'm torn. I feel like as far as viewership, it's been better, but it's not the people I'm targeting, because like I've always wanted to show fishing to people who haven't fished before. Like that was my goal with Twitch, and it's harder now to do that than it was. So
True, and also I feel like the outdoor community, the viewer base, right, isn't that big. There's not that many people that are specifically looking this stuff out, so it's kind of ruining the discoverability for new viewers. And you know, when I was streaming in IRL, you'd get a lot of people who never really. I'd have people come in all the time, be like, "Oh, you fish on Twitch? I've never even thought about that. That's so awesome. That's such a good idea." I'm like, "Well, people have done it before me, but yeah, it's a good idea." And now it's just like everybody who comes through has probably seen us before, you know what I'm saying? There's not much of a new viewer base to touch.
I mean, so I don't know, like think of Twitch as like a cable network. Say there's like an outdoors channel versus like, you know, kind of like what we call it MTV back in the day, where they kind of had like all kinds of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's where all the people were, and nobody was watching like the golf channel or the outdoor channel. It's like, do you want to be on that channel or this channel? I don't know.
Interesting.
Right.
Well,
I think.
go ahead, Brooke.
So, like in a one way, like they were saying, because of the changes, the people that come into your stream, if you're under the outdoors category, you get less trolls that just like find you because they're actually looking for that content that you're producing. They're not just looking to troll. Or at least that's been my experience. I think for like I think it's a matter of size. Like for a small streamer, I think the categories are great, but at a certain point, I think you have to be streaming in a larger category, kind of like the just chatting category, just to pull, because you're basically what you're doing is you're converting gamers over to IRL. Yeah. If you're any IRL streamer, that's what you're doing. Even the ASMR, like you're converting the gamers over because Twitch is 99% gamers. So that bigger like just chatting section, if you're a larger streamer and you can get somewhere in the middle where it's not like you're scrolling for miles before they find your stream, that's a better probably way to be, or where to be.
Well, so I guess it comes down to enforcement, right? We talked about it just a little bit earlier. I forget who said it. Was it you, Hack, who said like sometimes people are not streaming in the right area, and even now, where is everyone streaming to? Like there's even IRL streamers that are doing outdoor stuff that are streaming to just chatting.
And that's and to be honest, for discoverability, like for bar, when I go out to a bar stream or like I'm out and about not fishing or not doing what I think is travel and outdoor content, I do stream under the just chatting section because I'm not trying to target the outdoorsmen when I'm out, you know, getting hammered and making silly jokes with my wife. I want the trolls in there to help feed my trolliness, you know.
That close.
Sounds great.
So, I mean, what at what point do you switch? I mean, why don't you just stream to just chatting if you're fishing?
Because I have morals.
Fuck it, my next fishing stream is gonna be in just chatting for real. Because literally, I've hit a cap. It's not. I don't really stream for money. I don't stream for popularity, but I would like to see at one point in time my Twitch channel be able to sustain my fishing addiction, you know, to where like breaks even, where I'm not spending $75 just to put gas in the boat, like $60 in tackle and losing it all, and then having to keep, you know. And literally now with this new traveling outdoors thing, like I've been #1 a couple of times, and we'll host each other and we'll all go up to that #1 spot in travel outdoors, but you hit a cap and you're like streaming for what, 60, 70 people, which is cool, but Twitch doesn't care unless you're up there making all that money with them viewers. So like it's like a catch-22.
Right. Can you do that hand thing again?
It was impressive. How do you move your fingers like that?
Guys, dude, I think bottom line, I think the changes are good for the viewers. I don't know if it's good for I don't know if it's necessarily good for the streamers, but I think it was good for the viewers at least.
I don't know. I'd say it goes hand in hand. If it's good for the streamers, it's probably good for the viewers too, right? Vice versa.
Well, I feel like the business model that Twitch runs, the #1 thing that they want is to be able to have as many people as possible stream full-time. Be full-time streamers. Because that's what's going to make them the most money. That's how their platform will grow. That's how they'll reach more people, right?
Yeah.
And if separating categories helps expand their base of content, right? They just want more content on their website. That's what's going to help them.
The content was always there. It was just cluttered by reruns, Russian people watching South Park in full blockbuster movies. And like literally, like they just had to get rid of all that muck and sort that out for the actual grinding content creators instead of just going, you'll go here, you'll go here.
I don't know. I kind of disagree though, dude, because if you can't compete against the trash, like, you know what I mean? Like if you like.
All right. So a street performer that puts hours into honing a skill, drumming on buckets and shit, has an amazing performance that's good as fuck, is supposed to compete against a bunch of bands that are more popular than he is. different types of beds. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like,
Which is a large place, and I actually think they fail quite spectacularly in spreading it out enough in how they present content. So like, say as a brand new Twitch user, like you don't even have an account, or you just made an account and you go into Twitch, all that you see are generally the people who have the most viewers, and that's fine for them. But there's the rest of the 98% of Twitch below that who they're probably never going to see unless they stay around for a while. That's just how it is. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
It'd be nice if they had some sort of discovery tools, that could just like.
And tags are supposed to help with that. Tags, in theory, should be able to say like, I'm interested in these things and I'm going to search for these things. But people use those, I guess willy nilly. You can tag your stream whenever you want.
Like newer streamers, like I think they would be better to send new viewers to, because they will actually interact with their chat. Because more popular streamers, they don't view chat. They barely read donations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Guys, how many of you guys have used the new tags? Because I know I've tagged my stream, but I've never really used the tags for searching, except for maybe once. Like,
no, for searching,
nobody will.
I don't think people actually do.
So what's the functionality of it? I don't understand
weird,
it.
because as a viewer on Twitch, I am not going to the Twitch website and thinking, oh my god, today I want to see cooking, and I fucking write the keyword cooking in. That's not how Twitch is used. It's browsability, not searchability.
Probably
right?
It's I would say probably its most apt use is as you're browsing, they show up below the thumbnail, and it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in that stream. So that's probably the best use for it. But that's totally right. Like nobody's ever going to go in and search like, I'm going to watch cooking. That's never going to happen.
Don't you have bodybuilding tagged on your stream, Kevin?
Is that a tag?
Probably.
Is it?
Dude,
So that's when I tag my streams, there's usually like 3 categories that I could tag that will relate to and I just have 2 extra. Why don't I just do whatever I want? It doesn't matter. I usually end up tagging like easy mode. And then something else random.
Also, no fishing tag, by the way. There is a feedback section. If somebody can link that in chat, I would do it. I'm too lazy. There is a way to suggest a fishing tag. Please do it. We've had at least 80 people do it, and it's still not there. So I don't know how many we need, but
I type in KjamesN, but it usually says offline. Omega lol.
Jeez. Yeah, no, so they'll probably increase the tags, right? There's going to be a ton more added in, and with feedback, they'll get it. But this is brand new. It's only 3 weeks old, so they're probably going to be
$900 million company, by the way.
They're probably going to be taking their time on changes, which is shitty.
I like how they have hiking, but not fishing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Donkey,
Right.
It was 27 degrees this morning when I was going to go fishing. All right, 27 degrees.
Put on some more clothes. Look at Beck right now, okay? Beck is passed out from hypothermia.
There you go.
Beck is a bug in a rug right now.
Oh, yeah. Without the beard, though, he wouldn't survive right now.
No, he wouldn't. And he wouldn't look nearly as authentic either.
There was a question in chat earlier about the whole facial hair thing. Are you a better outdoorsman / fisherman if you have a huge beard?
Definitely.
I said, of course.
Now,
in the cold, 100% yes. I have a clip of myself ice fishing, and there's frost and icicles coming off my beard. If that wasn't there, it would be on my skin. So yes.
That was the most badass you ever looked, actually, Kevin.
Yep.
Hacknet, can you grow a beard?
I peaked at that moment.
Actually,
No.
I saw him unshaved.
I can't either.
You didn't shave for like a week there the other day, and I saw it on stream. You had a couple of little sharp stubbles growing out of there.
I'm also in the military, so I have to maintain what's called grooming standards. So.
Well, now if you're in freaking Canada's military, they just allowed beards. For the
And
first
weed,
time.
apparently.
Yep, beards and weed. Things are changing in Canada.
Priorities.
They're talking about they're going to be able to go to like the on-base commissary and buy weed.
Yeah. How
That's
crazy
just
is that?
insane. That's insane.
Nuts. Here, look at this. Hold on, I'll see if I can get it on my stream. One sec.
Don't go changing.
Go ahead. I'll just come back.
That was Z-Unit's picture. That was Z-Unit's picture, you fanboy. Lol, 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 lol.
Look at this guy. Oh, that's my desktop background right there.
Oh no.
Those are the kind of fish I'm going after, some stripers.
Kevin, how are you actually even doing that? What are you using for input on your camera?
It is virtual camera and OBS.
Okay.
That's Chris. All right, that's not what you want to see. I have another
Is that
picture
him
here.
sleeping in his chair?
It is.
Do not bring up the
Here,
picture of
hold
me
on.
when I was like 11.
Definitely do.
Oh, I'm bringing it up. Hold on. This is the bass boat, but I don't have my green screen going. Hold on. We'll find it here.
Oh, the crash. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Oh, I got so many media sources. That's the plight of the Vikings fan right there. Okay. One of these. That's the ice auger. That's not what I want.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
That's a roller coaster. All right, we're just gonna add it. Hold on. Let's see.
We're all waiting.
We're going to add display capture.
Beck fell asleep.
It's going. There we go. Full screen. Boom. Here we go. Got it.
Oh, that shameless self-promotion. Let's go.
Hey, this is just showing the ice. Look at that.
Oh, don't you know when you...
That was in about negative 30 wind chill. Oh, and look at the recommended video.
Hey.
Oh, the cow. You guys gonna get my channel down?
You're gonna get copy striked.
Yeah.
That's based on your viewership, Kevin. So
I
Can we
know.
copy strike him? Can we copy strike him?
Oh, man.
Yo, Jay, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
What was your first? So after your first fishing stream, what was your first impressions, and do you think you'll do more fishing content?
Yeah, man.
Grant TV, by the way.
So besides the setup, which was horrendous, I did actually enjoy it a lot. It was a good time for me, but since I didn't catch a fish and I was kind of talking a big game to chat, I feel like now I'm committed to continue streaming, you know, fishing every now and then until I actually catch one, right? So it might be like a once every week or once every other week or something like that.
I'm pretty sure now that I come into your chat, now I'm just gonna spam like, "Have you caught a fish?"
Yeah,
Even if you're not, I'm just gonna come in and ask it till you catch one.
I'm just gonna start saying yes. Yes, I've already caught one. We're done. Get out of here, man. But then I feel like if I catch a fish, it's gonna be like super small, and everyone's just gonna make fun of me. Like, "Oh, Jeff, you gotta catch one that's, you know, so many feet or whatever."
I don't know. I don't
Fish is a
think
fish,
people
man.
on
you won't
Twitch.
catch a smaller fish than I've caught, so you'll be fine, dude. Like,
Okay. Well, what
Yeah,
are
believe me,
the...
Jay. Like there are people on Twitch who go out and sit by the same pond every day and catch the same little tiny bluegills every single day. And call it content.
Kevin, pull up that animated.
Oh, this? Oh, not the animated clip.
Well, what are the biggest fish
a
that...
banjo tossing the.
Oh, dang it.
What are the biggest fish that you guys have actually caught on stream?
A
Ooh.
50-pound red drum.
put that right out there.
Here we go, Kevin.
Yeah.
Plug your pike.
Here we go, baby. I gotta pull this up now. Display
This
capture.
is-
All right, hold on.
I'll let you have this, Kevin, just because this
Alright,
is a monster.
let's see.
Fish. This
Where
is like a
it?
catch of a lifetime, like in Minnesota.
Damn.
Yeah, 50-inch pike.
It's remarkable.
Right after the stream ended. Yep.
Yep.
I'll have
Yeah,
you
so-
43-inch redfish. Okay.
Yep, I had to videotape this with a 43. Well, this is 50, so in freshwater.
Wow.
It's super dark, but
Okay.
look at that guy.
Can we kick Kevin off of this?
This is a podcast, all right?
Look at all that slime just
I
laying
know,
on
dude.
the
I
fish.
still have residue of that in my kayak.
Mm.
Wait, so what is the slime?
Why is
Pike
it
just
slimy
have a
like
ton of
that?
slime. Pike have loads of slime. It's just dripping off of him.
They just produce it?
Dude, it's like those
Yeah.
slime eels that have you guys seen those slime eels that
Oh,
Crab
God.
Ninja got? They're
Oh.
so weird.
When he pulls them up in that net and that goo, he always like grabs a handful of the goo and like puts it in his mouth.
He was in chat earlier. I tried to have him on today. He couldn't make it happen, which sucks because he's close to me. He's invited me to come up sometime, and I wanna go out there with him.
Yeah, you'll catch a fish with him.
Dude, he's cool. You should definitely make that happen.
Oh, this is this fish that I just showed you mounted right here.
Wait, so that last pike, you weren't actually on stream?
It was right after I ended. That's the bass that I just showed you mounted.
Oh,
that's
nice.
my personal best bass.
And that's on stream? That was done on stream?
Yeah, that was on stream.
How
Yeah,
about
the pike was just after it ended, and I videoed it. Like, it was super dark, and it was awful.
Wait, and then you still have it as a clip on your channel somehow?
Yep.
Or is it a video?
You're damn right I uploaded that to the channel. Are you kidding me?
No, is it a clip though, or is it an uploaded video?
You uploaded it
it's
as a highlight or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it was
a highlight.
uploaded after. Yeah,
Okay.
I just took video on my phone.
Look, we have Crab Ninja here. I do love Goo. I'm on lunch break. Sorry, dude. I'm glad you're here watching.
There are 3 fishermen on Twitch who have caught fish over 50 inches. Myself, Crab Ninja, and Fish on Luke.
Okay.
Okay, so what's everyone else's biggest then?
45. Whoa, 5 inches.
And what was that, Hack?
It was a redfish, a red drum.
Everyone else, how you guys done?
43, 44. Right?
Because I'm at 0, so nothing could be smaller than mine, guys. Come on.
I think mine on stream is like probably a 25-inch pike, so half the size of Kevin's. But
Yeah. It's not always about size, right?
Size doesn't matter.
That's what they're.
very girthy
My wife
fish.
says the same thing. Yeah. It's not about the size that counts. No?
Mine was a joint venture between Copixel and I. He snagged a 55-inch sturgeon out of St. Croix, and right as he was getting it up on shore, it spit the hook out, and I jumped in the river and grabbed it.
Damn.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
commitment.
That is commitment.
Yeah.
So we got a question in chat about what we talked about earlier. I know, Hack, you said you catch and then you try to eat. Is everyone else doing that, or are you guys mostly catch and release stuff?
Well, stuff I get, it's not the cleanest waters around me too. So maybe some catfish I could have kept and taken home, but
I don't know. That water looks crystal clear there, Banjo.
oh yeah, it's like a darker shade of this wall. That's what it looks like. And legitimately, it's called Mount Trashmore. That's a new spot I found. There's literally signs that says don't eat these fish over this size because they'll be completely contaminated with garbage.
Did you guys see the heroin needle I found on stream the other day?
Oh jeez, you were fishing at one spot, Brooke, and like
I know it's
you
terrible.
walked down and like looked at the shore and it looked like a dump, man. I was like, Jesus, how can you let this? Not you. I know you're not responsible, but how can the city let that should happen? That's one of my big things is when I go to a spot, I make sure I pick up everything, even if there's trash or something that somebody else left, or like a hook or some line. I'll just throw it in my damn tackle bag and I get out of there.
Good guy Banjo, man.
Hacknet knows my tackle bag's absolutely disgusting.
Because it's filled with garbage that you've picked up?
Garbage and
Cigarette
smoking's
butts.
bad. Smoking is bad. It gives you cancer. But my big thing is I don't want to leave cigarette butts all over the place, so I just stuff them in my bag.
God, Kevin.
Kevin, why do you have those shorts on? Are you trying?
I
to
thought
get
you
big?
retired those shorts.
Jesus.
What's the deal with the shorts? They're bright green?
He wears
and
them on
also-
stream and does a crotch shot every time.
Yeah.
Same green
He's,
shorts.
he's the dean of the
Crotch
crotch shot
shot.
college.
Yeah.
That's what his stream is known for, right? That 50-inch pike and the crotch shot.
Yeah.
He's muted.
So did we get everyone's biggest fish then?
What was it?
Did you say?
I caught a 16-pound. Well, yeah, I caught a 16-pound carp one time.
Nice.
Were you
That's
actually
Big
fishing for
dolphin.
carp?
Did you
Yeah.
shoot it with a bow?
No, I just caught it on a piece of corn, man.
Damn.
Mm.
That's what
Dude,
I was
I'm
trying
good.
for yesterday. Didn't work. Didn't work.
Did you chum it?
I did.
Did you chum?
I had this big bread ball that I tossed out there with the corn. That's what they told me. but,
Yo, Jay, I don't know,
Power bait, man.
dude, Jay, I don't know if you have any Europeans in your chat, but they love, especially German and English, that like they love the carp fishing,
Yeah,
man.
carp
Really?
fish are huge.
Yeah,
Carp and,
they
like Bander, pike.
Yeah, they'll make dude. They'll like they'll have like all these advanced methods and like they get really into it. It's pretty cool, actually. I've learned a lot from them.
People have been telling me if I do that, take a can of corn, puncture a bunch of holes in it, like not big enough to get the corn to come out, but like just so it can like get the corn flavor, and just like rope that fucker out there and just chum the waters with a can of corn.
Yep, it works.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta try that.
What do you have? Do you just like tie the can on to a line and pull the can back, or?
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so one of the links they sent me, it's called a method feeder, and it's a weight that you put up the line about 2 or 3 feet, and you use a pack bait, and you pack the bait around this method feeder, and then your hook is about 1 foot or 2 away. You throw the whole rig out there, and the pack bait dissolves right around your bait, and it's kind of like a chum.
Right.
Yeah, no, I had mixed signals in the chat yesterday because people were telling me to chum it, just like throw a bread ball out there, and then they were like, "No, you don't want to do that because you're just basically giving them food and you're casting out there anyways." So I wasn't sure at all what I was supposed to be doing.
Big meaty piece of fish and see what grabs it.
So this carp I caught while I was fishing with the hammock man you see below you, known as Beck.
Beck lit up.
That's me.
Yep.
I was like, hey.
I was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at those sucky lips.
Yep, and that's how they feed. They just go on the bottom or on the surface and just suck it up, and that's why corn works so well, because it's what they're
Floaty.
smelling for. Yeah.
Yeah. Now these are all fish that you're catching and then releasing back, or are you keeping some of these?
That one we actually cut up for bait.
Yeah, carp's not really a good eating fish, is it?
That's a massive misconception. It's actually really good. Yeah, it tastes good.
In China, they love carp, don't they? That's like a.
I mean, they also eat dog, but
Okay.
no one's.
Oh, mega lol.
Wow.
Banjo, you're mostly catch and release, you said?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, I still have yet to bring a fish home to cook.
Yeah, he even releases the rods too. It's cool.
Evan does that
You want me
too.
to show the clip? I got a clip of you.
Hey, I caught one back,
too,
Dan.
right?
Yeah, right now
My
I've got
rod
frozen
fell out.
walleye in my freezer.
Oh,
A couple walleye waiting to be fried up.
Are either of you are any of you guys big chefs then? Like, are you?
As
You
far
guys
as fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Fish cooking, yes.
So how do you
Oh, yeah.
how do you have different methods? What's your go-to?
Shore,
Fry it, blacken it, roast it, break.
yep. Shore lunch is really probably my favorite. It's like a very light breading with some butter. Ooh, hard to beat it.
I've been really big into sous vide cooking, so I do a lot of steaks and stuff. I want to get a good hunk of like fish. I don't know how it's gonna turn out sous vide, but yeah.
Wait, what is sous vide?
Amazing. I don't know.
Sous vide is a French phrase. It means underwater.
Yeah, he literally cooked steak sous vide style or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, it sounds exotic," and I tried it, and I was like, "Ah."
So like that's like smoke underwater, same concept, or?
So you basically vacuum seal the meat in a bag, and then there's a device called it's a sous vide machine or something. It's an immersion circulator or something like that, and it basically heats up a vat of water to 100, let's say 160 degrees, and then whatever you put in there will never go above that temperature, so it comes out perfectly cooked all the way through, like throughout the whole meat. So you can have a steak be medium rare from skin to skin instead of like being a little gray. But
Yeah.
I tend to sear it when I'm done, so it gets some crust on it. So I usually undercook it a little bit and then sear it. So yeah,
why do you do that? Why wouldn't you just throw it on the grill?
Well, yeah, I do a grill
Because it doesn't cook
charcoal
as evenly.
sear.
I will say this though, one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life was actually the first time I met Dan. He was cooking steaks. That guy can cook a steak. Let me tell you. You want to talk about steak?
I do. I have a pretty intricate method. I've thought about streaming it before, to be honest.
Do you just not want to let the secrets go, or what?
No. I mean, it's just I do it on a grill, but yeah, I don't know. I have a complex methodology for it.
It was quite good.
What do you do? Indirect heating? Heat?
No, I don't do that. No, but like I do a salt bath. I do my own custom marinade. I saute butter on the stove with some secrets in it and brush it on. Like I do I give it the full treatment.
Nice.
Yeah,
The full treatment.
full treatment.
No, you got to get good steaks though. That's the biggest thing is the cut of meat. You can't
Oh,
get
yeah.
a Walmart
Definitely.
brand steak and expect it to turn out good.
Yeah.
Go to the
Yeah,
butcher and
I only go to meat market for steaks now. I can't even buy them anywhere else. Yeah.
Have any of you guys had what's the new meat that is the rave right now? What's it called? Wagyu or what? The Japanese
Wagyu.
one?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wagyu or Kobe.
Oh, is that like super marbleized?
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
marbleized. It's the
Okay.
fat content in there. It's
I'll say, so I went to a fancy restaurant with someone for work, and he got like a $400 steak, and like I didn't really like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah,
feel
it's in-
bad
It's in
though
that
after
price
that?
range?
Well, I just tried his steak. Like I got
Okay.
like a normal cut, but yeah, he tried the Wagyu beef, and like I don't know, it wasn't my thing, to be honest.
Hmm.
But
Because I've had the same thing happen where I was out drinking and someone bought me like a super expensive glass of scotch and I just didn't like it at all. And I felt so
Yeah, I've done
bad.
that
Like,
too. Yeah.
it's like,
It's like-
oh my God, what am I supposed to do here? Like, please just take
Yes.
this back, but then you feel so bad,
That's
right?
funny.
Scotch is,
I-
Scotch is rough.
so give me any liquor, I'll drink it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, steaks and alcohol, it could get pricey.
Yeah, it
Definitely,
gets a little
definitely.
expensive. It gets a little expensive. The
Is-
worst
Yeah.
part is when you're out drinking and then you know streaming it, and then everybody's like, "Here, buy more shots, and you're like, "Ah, okay," because all I drink is Fireball because of my wife, so it gets a little.
Weren't you
dirty
drinking Jim
towards the
Beam the other night?
Captain Morgan's, I think.
Oh,
So when you guys
Old
are
Jim
done,
Beam.
when you guys are done with a day of fishing, then is it usually you guys are those of you who are keeping? Are you cooking it up that night, or like what's the ideal
Yeah.
way to finish a day of on the lake or wherever you're fishing?
Drinking
me,
a
it's all
beer with a
about
nice fillet of
quantity.
fish.
Yeah, so like I have a lake near my house where I generally catch 1 to 2 walleye per trip, and for a good walleye meal, I like to have like 4 or 5. So I've got 2 in my freezer, and you just wait till you get enough and thaw them out and cut them up and fry them up, and they're good to go.
so Kevin, how come you didn't fillet it and then just freeze the fillets?
Lazy?
Yeah. Okay. And then I was going to ask you too, Kevin. Do you ever bleed your fish before you take them home? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Wait,
Right.
explain. What's bleeding fish?
You cut them at the gills.
Yeah, so you cut the fish and you like bleed it out, and it's supposed to be like a more clean white fillet when you go to fish or when you
Because
go to cook
blood,
it, but
when the fish dies, coagulates and it gets all weird and gross.
There's a little bit of
there's a
aftertaste,
huge debate
too.
though. Like I
I never have. I mean,
Yeah. Some people
I don't
say
know.
like if you just fillet it, if you just fillet it and you put the fillets in like a saltwater bath, it does the same thing. So
too much work. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
walleyes, taste awesome anyway. I've been doing that my whole life. Never had any problems.
Kevin kept the
What's up, D-Kane?
Kevin kept the catfish that I caught
Yeah,
last time on stream.
Yeah, that one I did. I actually ate that night. I got home and cut it up and fried it up right away.
Yeah.
Quite good. Tasted
Mhm.
like burgundy.
So when you're catching a fish live that day and cooking it up, does it taste better than freezing it and bringing it back?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure
It's more
everything-
fresh. Yeah. Non-frozen is always better, but
Would you ever
Well,
buy
actually-
frozen steak? I mean, I wouldn't.
I would not.
Yeah.
I actually have a question for you, Jay, about your lake that
Yeah,
you're near.
Yeah.
What type of lake is it? Is it super deep? Do you have like lily pads around?
No,
How
no,
hot
no.
is it where you are?
No lily pads. It's actually, if you guys want to look it up, it's called Lake Almaden, and it's a man-made lake. It used to be a quarry, and you're not supposed to catch and keep because it has like super high levels of mercury.
Oh wow.
It is pretty deep in the middle. I'm not sure what the depths are. That's just what I was told from the Bass Pro guy. But yeah, those are the details that I know.
Oh, that's a little lake.
Yeah, very small.
Very,
Very,
so
very
lakes
small.
like that can be fantastic for topwater fishing. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that at all. Yeah, but if you want to catch bass, just throwing a plastic frog out there and pulling it in slowly can be one of the best ways to catch topwater bass.
Well, so I had the whole setup for carp, right, with corn and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then I see out there, like, I can see fish literally jumping and hitting the top of the water and coming out, and I'm like, those aren't carp,
Really?
right? Those are not carp.
They do jump a lot actually,
Oh, do
carp,
they?
but yeah, they could also be bass as well.
Yeah, I figured that the stuff that was hitting the top of the water and jumping out was the bass, and that's why I was like, I feel like I should go with a bass setup next time. I don't know.
It's super fun. I mean, topwater is very. I mean, this summer, like probably out of all the fish I've caught, you know, even the huge pike, huge bass, whatever it is, like having a huge topwater hit is incredible.
Yeah, and just cast and retrieve, I think, is so much more rewarding than just like, casting and waiting.
Yeah,
it's a different experience. So.
Yeah, until your rod bends over and it's like ski.
True.
Yeah, like this for example is just topwater, like pulling a frog along, pops it.
Damn, you can
super
actually
clear
see
water.
the fish in that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's one of the most fun things you can do, and it's super easy. Like you just throw it out and reel it in slow on the surface. Super fun. Green shorts, by the way.
Yep,
Crash shot, by the way.
There's that crotch cam.
This is all that my stream generally consists of, but yep, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, I know. I was watching a podcast. I'm not sure who was hosting it, but you were actually live from a kayak, right?
That was Banjo's. Yeah, I caught 4 or 5 bass on the podcast. But
while you were doing it, huh? That's awesome.
I guarantee if you troll a frog across the surface of that small lake, you'll get some bass. Like they love it. They can't resist.
Man, well now that I guess I have a mission to catch something. I'm ready to try anything. So
dude, that's actually a pretty interesting topic. Like if you had the opportunity to introduce somebody like an adult, let's say a full-grown adult to fishing for the very first time, what setup would you use? Like you just want to get them hooked on it. Like what's the best go-to?
I don't know what the best go-to is. I'm not sure at all what it might be.
Is that just to get them hooked on bass?
There are many types of lures out there. I'm not sure which one I would use.
I honestly don't think I'd take someone like Ned rig fishing for the first time because
it's
that's
so
like
easy.
You gotta they gotta learn how to cast first. Like
they gotta learn.
They're gonna have to learn how to cast regardless.
The feeling between a bite and it's like snagging a weed will be difficult.
I would take them
once you learn it.
Get the biggest fish or shark.
I know, but for their first time, they're not going to learn that and be like, "Oh, I want to do that again."
But what's cool about this is it's as easy as you cast and slow retrieve. It's very versatile. It can totally work on slow retrieve, and then just start slow, drop it to the bottom, give it a little bounce back and forth, reel, give it a little bounce.
Like throwing a spinner, catching a pike for the first time. That's something they're going to remember.
Also, swim baits are good. Kitech swim baits are fantastic. Dan loves those. They're probably one of the best plastics in the world. Put that on a small jig, throw it out, reel it in slow. You'll catch whatever's in there.
True.
So you guys have, tested out all these different types of jigs and all this throughout your lives. Like
I have an addiction to Tackle Warehouse. Like I open the website and $100 disappears and I get all these boxes in the mail. I can't stop.
Okay, so once you get one setup going, where do you say, "Oh, this is complete shit. I'm never using this again"? Like,
I mean,
every lure has a purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might not be where you are. Every lure has a purpose.
Yeah, I've never been like, "Oh, this thing sucks. I'm not using this." I'm usually like, "Oh, this isn't working for the situation." But there have been go-to setups like Kevin's talked about, like Ned rig, the Kitech swim baits, spinners. That just are very versatile and work everywhere for us.
For me this year in like Midwest conditions, it's been Ned rig, spoons. What else? Leeches have been good. Deep water, just drop shotting leeches. I've done for walleye, but I can't praise Ned rig enough. It's been fantastic. And actually, I have to credit twitch.tv/peroxidic for that. Fantastic fisherman. He got me onto that last year.
Yeah, I've seen him too. He's always out on his lunch break, just streaming for an hour or so.
That guy is fantastic. Like I can't recommend him enough.
Him and his kid, he has his kid on stream a lot, and it's always a interesting interaction between. It's always a competition, and the kid slays.
He loses to his kid 95% of the time.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, man. Yesterday I was out there and there was a bunch of people fishing the lake also, and I did stumble across like a couple what seemed like 12-year-olds, and they were going at it. They loved it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I'm getting crushed by these guys. Like, I'm asking them for advice, like, where do I need to go if I'm catching carp, man? And he's like, yeah, I've caught carp over here behind the bridge. It's like, yeah, I feel like I'm so far behind.
That's the cool thing as far as fishing goes, man. There are 3-year-olds that can do it. There are 85-year-olds that can do it, and it's generally the same thing, and they all enjoy it just as much. It literally spans everyone. It's like one of the few sports that, like, families can do. You can take your kids to do. You can take your dad to do. It's like everyone enjoys it. It's fantastic. Yeah. I cannot recommend it enough.
I mean, I definitely had a good time.
I don't know. Can I link you or James to show something? I want to show you exactly what happens when a big ass saltwater fish bites a rod.
Don't show Mike.
Is this from Banjo stream? Because I can just go to his VODs.
No.
Show a more manlier person.
Yeah, just link me and I can throw it up on my screen.
Yeah, link it to Kevin and then we can show it up for everyone.
All right, where's KjamesN? All right, that message is in your Discord.
Gotcha. Dude, that's a Pornhub link. What do you...
Saw that coming.
Oh, God. What is this? Guys Gone Wild?
Mm-hmm.
Just some dude without a shirt. All right, here we go.
Oh, God.
Look at this.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
It's on a boat.
Oh, look at this. Look at that camera angle. He knows what he's looking at.
That's my girlfriend, Mary. Hang on. Wait for a second. The fish will bite the rod.
This is all in context, guys. On a boat.
Content whistle.
And that rod, mind you, is like made for tuna and big ass fish. And look how far it bends when this fish hits. In a second. Yeah, no, I did. I just watched it before I sent it.
Dude, the crotch shots are real.
Kevin, he's stealing your content.
I know. God, where do I report this guy?
What I've learned so far that really fishing is all about the crotch.
Right there. Look at that.
Ooh.
Wow.
And then if you fast forward to the end of the clip, you can see how big the fish was.
How worried are you guys? Like, I mean, you're out in the ocean with a cell phone setup. How worried are you about dunking this thing?
Well, when I'm out with Hacknet, I changed it now. I got a smaller, my out and about tripod. It's one of the short little 3-leg tripods that you just kind of set on a table.
Yeah.
But before that, I was actually bringing like a full-size tripod out, and I'd set it up on the dash, and any rocking this way or that way, the whole phone would just tip right on over. And there's been a couple of times where I've been worried about, it just dumped right into the water. But I mean, it's not. As long as you're on a big enough boat, it shouldn't be bad. I don't know how Kevin and them do it on a kayak. I think they have like actual hard mounts. Is that right, Kevin? You have a hard mount for your phone?
Yeah, well, no, I normally use a spider mount, and it's bungeed down on the front of my kayak.
Kevin, how many phones have you lost in the water?
Zero.
Zero? Okay.
I've never even had a close call in like about a year and a half of fishing. I've never even had a close call.
So we're going to talk about rods and other things he's lost.
The only close call has been when Dan guns the boat out of nowhere, and then I have to like grab the phone real quick. But other than that, it's...
I've had...
look at that guy.
An S8 Plus and an S9 Plus. They still work, and I still use the S9, but I've dropped them and cracked the screen on them. So
okay.
Yeah.
But nothing like...
Nothing too catastrophic. Okay. Not in the water, yeah.
Has anyone else had any technical difficulties as far as like,
I had a technical difficulty with a kayak.
What the hell happened?
It was too small, and I'm too big, and I almost flipped.
Right. P3ck did dunk a phone, right? P3ck dunked a phone, and he went out.
He did find it, but and it actually works.
What?
He went out the next day and found it, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
LG V30, and it was under a creek for about 24 hours, and he came back and found it, and it worked.
What? How is that possible?
Yep. IP, what is it, 80, or I don't know, IP 38 or whatever.
That's a pretty good phone, man. Is it meant to be outdoor like that?
I mean, it's water resistant up to 1 meter for 30 minutes, and that's what it's rated for.
Yeah. I got stranded on the water my last stream because my boat had some issues and
His paddle snapped.
Yeah, and I was trying to paddle back, and the paddle snapped in half. My truck was sitting in the launch still, backed in the water, running, and I couldn't get back to it. That was a fun time.
So how'd you resolve that?
Well, luckily it was just the local lake I go to, and I called a friend that lives on the lake, and I'm like, "Hey,
Tow you
can
in?
you drive over here and get my car out of the water?" Then one of our friends still had his boat in the lake. You know, he hasn't winterized yet, so yeah, they towed me back.
Nice. Man, I can, like, just from yesterday alone, I just feel like if I'm near water, because...
Here you go, Kevin. I got Kevin's Ned rig right here.
Hey, there it is.
Yep.
That's the one that catches everything, huh?
Yeah, so that's a mushroom head jig hook from Z-Man, and that's a Z-Man, looks like the deal. Is that
the deal, yeah.
Yeah, the deal color. One of the best.
And
That
then
is the deal.
I also got the KjamesN here.
Ooh, yeah, those are fantastic.
Yep, and then I usually use these Moon Eye VMC jigs.
Yeah, put one on the jig hook, show them what it looks like.
You could do
Hey.
it on camera. That'd be cool.
Jay, my chief was the one who just called me. I got to go do barracks room inspections. We're
Ar-
doing a health and comfort.
All right, my man. Well,
Fuck.
I appreciate you joining in, dude. I don't know if you can come back and make it happen, but if not, that's cool.
We'll see. I'll see if you guys are still live. It'll take me about probably an hour and a half. I only have about 15 sailors. I got to inspect rooms, so.
Okay, man. Well, if you're leaving and taking off, then go ahead and shut yourself out, dude.
Yeah, guys, I'm Hacknet. I do saltwater fishing, big fish, bigger than James. Sorry.
Hey, 50 inches, 50 inches. I don't see 50 inches.
We're just hanging out. We're all friends here. So later, Beck. Don't get killed by a homeless guy or a bear. All right,
Wherever
John.
you went.
Yeah,
Hack, dude.
John.
Thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, man.
Good to talk to you.
Next one, if you ever need me, hit me up. I'm always around.
All
So
right, my man.
I'll see you guys later.
Later, dude.
Chris.
Right now, I think Beck is probably he's peeing in the woods somewhere. Probably.
That was
like,
He's
dude,
pooping just off
literally-
screen.
dude, he like mid pee, that draw like a jogger probably went by, and he's like running for cover.
I saw him turn away from the
God.
camera as he got out and was standing there, and I was just like, he is definitely taking a piss right now, right? And then he walked away, and I was like, okay, no, he got out of the camera for it.
Oh, goodness.
All right, there we
So
go.
for me, yeah, those are two of the best. And for those, all you need are just 15-pound braid or 15-pound fluorocarbon line. Super easy. Just tie it on there. Fisherman's knot, you're good to go.
Nice, guys. So are you saying if I use one of those things, I'm guaranteed to fish? Is that you tell me
I can in 10 casts, I can, like, if bass are in that lake within 10 casts, you are very likely to catch one.
Wow.
90% chance.
We both got fish on this on Saturday on stream. This one
And-
this season, I've caught largemouth, smallmouth, pike, walleye, rock bass, all on stream with this exact one.
Yeah, and there are videos on YouTube on how to use certain lures. And with Ned Rig, I recommend you look at some. There's a mild technique as far as how you jig it, bounce it up, like, you know, up and down off the bottom of the lake. And, you know, lots of videos out there, super helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is like patience. People like to reel it in too quickly, you know, and it keeps
Yep.
like top water more. The more that you can just play the bottom, especially for bass, like the more luck you're gonna have. So
Yep, and don't be afraid about weeds. Just pull it through the weeds gently, pop it over the weeds.
Dan, I
Yeah.
got a question for you.
You want kind of this motion?
How often do you play the bottom?
very often.
Okay.
Wait, guys, is that a good fishing joke?
That's a terrible joke.
I don't know. I thought it hit pretty well there, bud.
Probably for me, as far as technical issues too. By the way, you asked about that.
Yeah.
Is wind noise is the biggest thing, especially if you're on the water. Wind noise is huge, and there's a product on Amazon. It's $19. It's these little wind blockers. It is the Banjo doesn't use them for some ungodly
I'm
reason,
holding them in my hand, you fart knocker.
but he doesn't use them on his stream.
I
For
use them all
who
the
knows
time.
why?
I use them every fucking day, dude.
Those are the best things you can possibly do for your stream. Like, I watch my old clips, and it's huge fish, but it's like ear rape just constantly. It's
Yeah.
unreal. It's the best thing you can do, you know. So
Do
I
all of
was,
you guys use the same thing, or no?
I've told those to everyone who can listen, pretty much. Like,
we've
it's a
all,
fantastic
like,
product.
we've all found things that work, and we've been we pass around a little bit. Like on Dan's boat streams, the multi-camera thing, they use lavalier mics, and
Yep.
I got 2 of them. I can actually hook that directly up to my cell phone and use a lav mic, a wireless lav mic on my cell phone.
Yeah, we have wind diffusers on those, and they're unidirectional, so they don't pick up like all directional sound, and they work super well.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is called innovation.
Dan, how strong a winds is that good for? It's pretty good, right?
mean, yeah, I've been like driving, you know, the boat
Full speed on the boat. If it's too high for the mic, you probably shouldn't be outside. Like,
yeah, they work really well in wind.
Even when the boat, because the one issue that I have with those is like I do like the stream to have some ambient noise, so the you know the whole immersion aspect of it, but
they don't pick up as much of that, but you still hear it. Like,
you get enough of
there.
it.
Yeah,
it's just not piercing in your eardrums.
I fish near a bridge a lot where there's traffic going like 55 miles an hour, and you can hear it, but it's not loud. It's a much better experience overall.
How much?
ASMR.
Yeah,
Fishing
how much does it muffle the actual stuff that you want to capture, or is
not
it
at
only,
all?
Really?
Oh, it's crystal
not
clear.
at all.
Yeah.
All it does is block out wind. It's amazing for $19 on Amazon, and it's the only product of its kind. It's fantastic. Once again, I'm not sponsored. I need sponsorships by all these companies. I'm selling all these products.
Yeah, you do sell out for the products that you like, man. That's good though.
Hey,
it's good.
If I do, it's because I know it works. That's fine.
Yeah. You don't want to be spamming about stuff that's actually not high quality, right?
No, exactly. I'm not getting paid for this stuff, so don't worry. I wish I was.
So, would you guys say that all of you have pretty like similar communities? Are viewers that are watching Kevin? Are they watching Banjo? Are they watching?
100%, yeah.
It's
100%,
so it's all the same people you see in and out.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's a few outliers, a couple of fanboys. That's a horrible name, but yeah.
Angel's got so many fanboys, you have no idea.
I mean, they only come for the beard. Beck knows what I'm talking about. Some fangirls. Most of the girls that watch my stream are just on my stream because of my sexy everything.
The fanboy factor goes up if you can grow a beard. Is that how it works?
Oh yeah, dude, you should try it out. It works pretty good.
You'll find that out, Brooke. You'll find that out.
I can't do it. It doesn't grow, man. As much as I try, dude, I try so hard.
Stop shaving. Number one thing about growing a beard is don't shave. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. How long?
He shaved yesterday, and look what
what
I know, dude. He hasn't shaved for the last 72 hours. I mean, that's a commitment right there.
Beck, are you struggling to stay up, man? Or are you good?
No. I just had to go up and pee.
Okay.
Get this man a G Fuel.
That's what we predicted, man. I thought you were gonna do it on stream, and I was just like, no, please.
I was like, I might have done a little bit, but it just, I had to go. I couldn't hold it anymore. I was like, fuck.
That's all right, man. So going back off the whole fishing community thing, like, how would you describe the Twitch fishing viewers?
I would say for me, it's been very positive. Like, I know Brooke earlier mentioned trolls in IRL. I didn't experience that at all. Maybe like I've banned probably 2 people in about a year and a half from my chat. Like, trolls really haven't been a thing. Honestly, like, it's been worse during like, you know, random hosts. That's the only time you get trolls. Like, it's rarely ever just people coming in organically from browse and, you know, trolling.
Yeah.
So overall, it's been extremely positive. I get so many people who say, you know, I haven't fished in 20 years. You know, I want to go try it again now, like, or I've never seen it before. And that's why I do it. And I hope that's how it is for, you know, everyone else, but that's why I do it. So.
Kevin, Donkey in chat here says that you banned him.
Did I?
Oh no.
I was banned. Oh, that was that was because of Breakfast in Red, and anyone who knows that will know what that's about, but I wasn't actually banned. He wasn't actually banned.
Okay.
How about all you other guys? Do you guys agree with those comments on the community as far as the outdoor fishing?
I watch all these guys, you know, and I see a lot of the same people, and there's like just a super supportive group of people in this community. I think that
It's fantastic.
they just support every streamer, you know, anyone that's fishing, and yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, dude, I'd say that the fishing community, it's surprisingly, for how big Twitch is, it's surprisingly small. So
Yeah.
I think that like we probably all share about 50 or 60 plus audience, and that's one of the nice things about fishing. If you're a streamer, is like that the community's supportive and they'll jump in, even if you're a new stream. If you're like brand new, the first time you stream, I've seen streams. Their very first stream, they had 10 or 15 viewers, and that's really crazy for Twitch. So, and that's thanks to the community. So,
Very true.
Banjo,
Which is a massive place.
It is a massive place. Do you guys see, I mean, the community growing at all since you guys have started? Do you think that it's going to continue? I don't know.
I see it. It's weird being in outdoors now, like in this category. It's changing the overall viewership. I noticed a lot. I used to get a lot more kind of, like I said earlier, people who haven't seen fishing before, and now it's people who expect outdoors content because they're in that category. Obviously, they would.
Yeah.
So it's just different.
As a whole, like I think everybody as a whole, and like the fishing streamers have noticed a serious, not a big decline, but since the IRL switch, 20 average viewers. I used to be able to, hit 100 viewers, no problem. But now after the switch, and I have to be in the outdoors channel, it's a sizable portion of my viewer base has just not been there. I don't know.
I could say the same thing. I was at an average of, I think, 89 to like 95 over the summer, roughly. Now I'm probably at 45 or 50. So
I'm confused by that because depending on your stats, you're pulling from the browse page and followers. It shouldn't vary that much, should it? If everyone's getting notifications, but I have noticed that some people don't get notifications and I've had people come in and refollow and they're like, dude, I just followed 3 days ago and now I'm refollowing. Somehow something went wrong.
Yeah, Twitch has got to get it figured out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dying streamer and I have shitty content now, and I'm getting comfortable with what I do. But
part of it is, as far as Twitch goes, like I think IRL was like, it's hard to say it was a failed experiment, but I think it got too broad for what they wanted, and I'm not even sure if Twitch even like wants fishing on their platform. If they did,
I don't.
It's
think
very clear. I mean, it's so clear that there's so many fishermen on Twitch, and like there's always staff in so many channels. Like they know it's there.
Not if you look at the amount of streamers doing anything else. The amount of streamers doing fishing seems big to us, but it's small in terms of Twitch. The real issue is like the IRL section was becoming the #1 section on Twitch. And
but
it's
Dan,
a gaming platform.
Listen, fortune telling is a tag. Fortune telling is a tag, and fishing isn't.
No, I'm not debating that, but I'm saying like.
Seen a fortune teller stream?
Are there more fortune tellers?
I've never seen them.
Or than fishers on Twitch?
I have never seen a fortune telling stream, not at all.
I've never seen
one.
Bodybuilding? Hello, anybody?
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Work it out.
So I can go into Twitch right now and look at all the non-gaming content just by using the non-gaming filter. And I see Just Chatting is the first one, 121,000 people. After that, it's talk shows and podcasts, 20,000. Always On, 10,000. Music and performing, 6,000. Art, 5,000. ASMR, 2.5K. And then travel and outdoors is 1.5K right now. Now, I don't know if that was planned. Like, is Twitch trying to weed out this section? But it seems like everything that's not gaming is still a pretty big chunk. We've probably got 160,000 viewers, which is big when you consider that, the top is right now is like 300K, because that's Call of Duty. It just came out. But after that,
I thought about this quite a bit, and there are channels like the Real Shook one, who he fishes probably 80+% of the time, or he's crabbing or fishing or something like that.
Mhm.
And there's lots of staff he's partnered. Like they have exactly the perfect idea of what his content will be from past 6 to 10 months. Is like it shouldn't be a surprise that fishing is something that's on Twitch. And my point is, if
Right.
fortune telling is on Twitch, like as a tag, there has to be someone saying like, this is actively not something we want on the platform.
so we shouldn't have a tag for it.
Possibly because it's adjacent to hunting. Like that's what I thought. Maybe it's possible animal cruelty, which is complete crap, by the way. But possibly that's what they're thinking. That's what I thought. I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe they're just trying to stay on the safe edge as far as is concerned.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
That's a super interesting point, which I have never ever thought about, and you could be 100% right. They just don't want to get in murky waters. As far
why they wrote their TOS how they did, like, basically, like as someone who's written contracts, been a lawyer for 2 years, I can tell you, like how it's written, it's so broad they can encompass almost anything for violating TOS.
right.
So, it seems to me like it's very clear that it was written in such a way to push out certain types of content. That's my perspective.
And I feel like, they got sponsors they got to keep, right? So there's like this gray area where, I don't do it. Most people don't do it, but we do something called cut bait. We catch a small fish, we cut its head off, we cut it up into little pieces, and we put it on a hook and cast it back out there. But I personally don't show that on stream because you're killing an animal, and that's gonna
Right.
make something.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So speaking of that, the bass that I brought up that I had mounted, I posted a picture of that on the R bass fishing subreddit on Reddit, and they gave me so much crap for keeping a bass. Like I had no idea it was a completely catch and release subreddit. And there's a huge community out there that, has like thinks keeping a fish is like unethical and all this stuff. Like
Right.
it's just, and that's all part of it. Like there are people who have very different perspectives on these things, which in my case I've been doing my whole life. And as far as hunting and things, like, I totally get that many of the people who work at Twitch probably have never done something like that. But part of, having a massive company with a huge reach is understanding other perspectives as well.
Can you guys hear me or no? No?
Oh, we're back.
He's here. I see him.
Can you
I
guys
see
hear
him.
me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I see you
everyone
on mine
can
just on
hear me.
screen.
I'm gonna refresh here. Are we good, guys?
Looks good to me.
Okay. For whatever reason, we've kind of froze a little bit. I can still hear everyone, but I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. So sorry about that.
Yep.
So yeah, like I said, that's a super interesting topic that I never had thought about before. I never thought that Twitch would seriously, actively be trying to push out something like fishing.
Dude, it's interesting because there's so many terrible, like if you go to YouTube, like the pranks, have you seen like the YouTube pranks or the families that are like daily VODs of their kids and all they do is like prank their kid? Like there's some terrible content.
Yeah.
Like there's some terrible people out there. So for me, it's like it's going to be a pretty big job, and it currently is, I'm sure, for Twitch to keep things clean. And I don't really.
And that's why they wrote their TOS like they did. It's
Yeah.
extremely broad. They can encompass any type of behavior if it's out of context. Like it's all about context. It's like when Jay said earlier, when I had a video up of Hacknet's girlfriend on a boat in a bikini, he's like, this is in the context of on a boat, because you have to do that, because if you don't, they can say, well, this was out of context. It wasn't on a boat. You're showing bikini babes on your channel, banned. Like it's, that's why.
And part of that. So here's the question: if you're dealing with the wrong staff member, like if you have the right staff
Yeah.
member that's looking at your channel, maybe does that affect the decision? Because I know YouTube,
definitely.
dude, with YouTube, it's like everything is a little more structured and it's all, you know, it's more mechanical, I think.
For instance, Dan had an emote for Gamers Outdoors. It was a weed emote, as in like snagged on a weed in a lake, and the amount of trouble trying to get that emote approved.
Yeah, we
like
could never get it approved. Like we had to
Because of marijuana.
Yeah, and
yeah, because it's said weed.
I guess. I don't know. Yet people can smoke weed on stream, so
Yeah.
Holy cow, that is crazy. You really had trouble getting an emote approved.
Yeah, I opened like 2 support tickets, never got any like help. It was dumb.
That's so weird because I follow like 3 channels that are purely about marijuana.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that's their
podcasts
content.
and others like that. Yeah, like there's many.
Yeah, it said inappropriate content every time.
That's weird.
I wonder if it depends on where you are. If it's legal in your state, if they're a little bit more lenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Is marijuana legal in Minnesota?
No.
Only medicinally.
Medicinally, okay.
Yeah.
So Colorado it is, right? California it is. Virginia, is it? No. Okay.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Washington.
Yeah, that's probably 100% what it was then. If they know where you're streaming from and all that, they don't.
It could be. I have a feeling that like they just have a policy of things that they should approve now, and you know, some minimum wage guys looking at that and saying, "Yeah, nope."
It seemed like it was like some dude clicking yes and no all day long, and like just didn't even look at it, you know.
So I have a question. With it being that broad and having it almost has like a personal touch to it, which is is that part of the culture of Twitch though? Kind of like
seemingly.
Yeah. Like I'm just saying, like compared to YouTube, where it's all just a big equation, basically.
Yeah, it's all like based off algorithms.
Yep.
Well, I guess my question is for going back to pushing out IRL stuff. Twitch actually has like, you know, directors in their company, like the Gun Run, for example, who's created this crazy backpack. Like it seems like they want creators. There wouldn't be such a push for something like that if they weren't trying to get more creators to be into that whole setup, right?
Yeah, there was actually somebody with I have no idea who it is. I haven't watched Ice Poseidon at all, but it was one of his former friends, I think, who was banned from Twitch, and they actually emailed him because he was on YouTube, and they said, "We see you're on YouTube doing IRL. We think you'd be a great fit for IRL on Twitch," and he was banned from Twitch.
Wow,
so it's like
really?
There seems to be a massive
disconnect,
disconnect between different parts of Twitch or something. Like it's very weird for a large company, but
it's probably just like a marketing campaign where they're just targeting anyone streaming IRL on YouTube and just sending them automated messaging, you know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but
maybe that's how I get partnered. I go stream on YouTube.
And then they'll pull you over after.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys ever thought about using another platform? Like, it seems like YouTube is more widespread, and if you're fishing on YouTube, there may be more viewers there.
So, fishing is huge on YouTube, and a lot of the YouTube channels I watch, they actually live stream. You know.
Yeah, we actually know a channel called Northwoods Angling, who's huge on YouTube. Well, not huge, but they're large on YouTube, and they live stream. It's just not. It's not the same. Twitch has memes. We got our own community. Like there are things that go from channel to channel that are the same type of inside type jokes, and it doesn't do that on YouTube.
That's the thing too. Like we're gamers. Like Twitch is like home to us, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you guys feel some type of loyalty to Twitch, or you just feel like it's not?
Totally
I don't feel loyal. I just feel like it's a
loyalty.
It's a better environment to be.
Not loyalty. I feel at home. I feel like I know these people.
Yeah, the community.
Anybody in chat, I can relate to them because they also watch other Twitch streamers. And
here's one example. Like there's a guy who's been watching streams I've been watching for the past year and a half, and I'll randomly see him in Shroud or Dr. Disrespect stream, like huge streams, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 people, and I'll just see his name go by, and I'll add him. Hey, what's up, man? And it's just cool to see people in that type of environment where on YouTube it feels like you're drowned out in millions and millions of people, and it's far less personable on
I was
YouTube.
just
It's
gonna
more
say, yeah,
it's
doesn't
more
feel as
streamer
personal.
focused as opposed to community focused. Twitch is community focused.
And you guys
Yep.
all agree with that? I mean, have you guys ever thought about streaming on other platforms or no?
Well, yeah, and I have. I've tried, gaming content on YouTube. It's so hard to get discovered on YouTube. It's a joke.
It is.
And the whole, like, just to find a stream is hard, They added the whole YouTube gaming thing, but this was before that. It was just YouTube live streaming, and you just can't find people. You type in live channels and YouTube bar, and it like pulls up like bird watching channels and like the polar bear exhibit, and that's all you get.
Streaming is an afterthought for YouTube, and it's not easy to find content. Like a lot of the big Counter-Strike, one of the Counter-Strike leagues moved to YouTube, off of Twitch because they like signed a deal with YouTube Gaming or whatever. And like it was a pain just to find those matches, to watch. Like, and the numbers sucked.
It makes sense though. It's so much easier to moderate a video than it is a live stream, and then to like monetize it further, because a video is made to be watched and enjoyed in the like time frame that it's in, whereas a live stream, like who goes back and watches VODs? Like very few people. So like Twitch is in the moment, and with YouTube it's on demand. You can watch it whenever you want.
So my question for everybody is, if YouTube restructured slightly and decided to push their streaming platform in a smart way, I think that they would crush Twitch. Would you disagree with that or agree?
Maybe viewer count, yeah. Maybe numbers, they would crush Twitch just because there's such a juggernaut. But
yeah,
community-wise, no. There's like. So I feel like YouTube, every channel is its community. There's not very much crossover. Twitch has like broader community connection, something like that. You
honestly, the perfect example is Fish on Luke from Northwoods Angling. Like he streams on both platforms. He gets more viewers on YouTube, but he chooses to be on Twitch because of the people and the types of interactions he gets on Twitch. It's different. It really is different. Yeah. But guys, I actually have to go. I have a date with the wife.
All right, my man.
I'm gonna head out.
Okay, Kevin. Okay. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate that, man. Lots of good input and questions, and lots of good videos. So I thank you for joining. Like I said, go ahead and shout out your channel and all the
sure.
good
You
stuff.
can twitch.tv/KjamesN. I stream fishing roughly these days. Now that it's about 25 to 35 degrees outside, probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
So, lots of ice fishing this year coming up. So,
dude, I'm
looking
excited
forward to
about
that.
ice
So
fishing,
yeah. So,
all right,
thanks so much for having me on, Jay. It was great to meet you, and see you guys on the water.
Good chatting, guys.
Later, Kevin.
See you, Kevin.
Okay, then so as far as like the YouTube stuff, guys, do you guys put videos on YouTube or any of that stuff? I mean, are you streaming on Twitch and throwing stuff everywhere else, or no?
Every 2 months or so, I'll just sit there and download all my VODs off of Twitch and just throw them up on YouTube. That's about it. And there's not much well, I haven't checked in a while. There's not much people watching. I mean, I only have like 50 subs on YouTube.
Yeah. And
the videos are getting like 5 and 10 hits, I guess. Oh, never mind. 31. 4. Yeah, no, not very many at all. No.
How about the rest of you guys?
I'd like to, but I just think the time, to make YouTube content like differentiate from Twitch, it's tough. Like the time that I mentioned earlier when Kevin and I went out on a lake and we didn't have service, we just recorded it and we edited it down into like a YouTube video and put it up. But I think it'd be cool maybe if I had other cameras recording just for like offline content, and then could like blend that with Twitch stream content and put that on YouTube. But that's just so much time and effort, and I just don't have that.
Right.
Dude, so I feel, Jay, do you do YouTube?
I don't. My YouTube consists of only the last 2 episodes of the IRL podcast. Like, I just started my channel. I've had the channel for a while, but I've never uploaded a video until 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna be testing the waters with this stuff because I think it's interesting. But other than that, it's kind of, I don't know where it's gonna go. If that makes sense.
So yeah. I was before I started like I was thinking about doing YouTube, and I actually did some edits and stuff like that, and I never uploaded anything. And I was learning to edit, and the amount of work involved is so tough. And I think there's probably a place for good content, even good outdoor content on YouTube. But I think you got to do like daily content, and the amount of hours put into editing. Like streaming is, I feel like it's easier.
It's easy, yeah. Streaming's easy. That's the biggest thing. You got to put so much, like you were saying, editing isn't a joke. If you want to make a good video that people are going to watch on YouTube, you got to put some serious amount of time into the editing process. And you're going to sit there and record all this crap and then spend literally double or triple the amount of time you recorded to edit, go through and clean it up and make it into a 10-minute, palatable video. It's not
for every 3 minutes of like well edited video, it's like an hour of curating raw footage. And it's like, I'm married. I have a full-time job, 2 kids. I stream like 2 hours. I try to stream 2 hours a day before work in the morning. I get up early and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is packed with other stuff going on. So it's like, dude, I would love to. Maybe who knows?
Well, I guess that leads into another question. What's everyone's like goal for their stream? Like if you didn't want to do 2 hours a morning, that's a grind. That's an extra 2 hours that you could be sleeping, spending time with the family, doing lots of other stuff. There's, you got to be either enjoying this or you feel like there's another level that you can achieve, right?
Yeah, my big thing is I want to make sure what I'm doing, I'm enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm enjoying it, then people watching are going to enjoy it. I'd love to be partnered and, I'm going on that grind. But then again, I sit at home and play video games for 12 hours when I don't feel like going fishing. And I'm sure y'all know the deal with that. IRL is easy to get viewers. I'd sit at home and play video games that, the 15, 20 people that want to watch. And there's no way they're going to partner me, looking at the stats or anything like that. But, realistically, I want to be able to get to a point where I can have fun doing what I'm doing and still retain an audience no matter what I'm doing. Like, enough content.
I'm pretty much in the same boat.
You just have fun what you're doing what you're doing, and just continue on that. If people are enjoying being there with you, then that's that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it like turns life's boring moments into something more, more interaction, more conversation. I could sit here and play video games all day, not say a word, and just be mind like numbed and zoned out. But it'd be a lot more fun is if there was people watching me, interacting with me, and giving me something to talk about, keeping me company.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm here. Go ahead, Dan. I think he unmuted. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't even start. You go ahead.
Oh, I'm here for world domination.
Perfect. Yes.
Not really, dude. It was so it started out as just a fun thing for family and stuff, and I just decided that, dude, I really enjoy interacting with chat. I enjoy making people laugh, and I enjoy showing like the lighter side of the outdoors, man, like getting out there and just having fun. So Kevin was talking about it earlier. I've had people come into chat and they're like, oh, my dad used to take me fishing. And I've actually had like full on 20-minute conversations with chat about like their first fishing experience and outdoor experience. And that stuff's really cool. And it just makes I'm pretty socially inclined. I like to like talk to people and stuff, and so it's just like enjoyable for me. So also world domination.
Perfect.
It's working for you. So yeah, for me, my channel's purely for fun. I work to like more than full time basically. I actually have 4 kids. And so I'm busy. Yeah, I'm lucky that I even get out like twice a week or so, But it's really just fun, and I want to bring like new, cool, like innovative technology stuff to it. The whole plan was to like gamify fishing with like the custom overlay and with like an experience point system, and then we've got a lot of big plans for it too, that we haven't even started yet. So just really bringing like some cool new stuff to Twitch, blending like the fishing world and the gaming world, using Twitch APIs and other things to like build custom software to do cool things. It's just really fun for me to experiment with that stuff. Yeah, I've been partnering up with Kevin since he lives close by. I always planned on having guests on the show, kind of having like a show format where we could bring fishermen on, bring gamers on that have never fished before. So this summer really has just been like getting the technology off the ground and testing it and stuff, and just see where it goes.
Yeah.
So you haven't really explained your setup, Dan. Go and explain like your stream setup, like the multi-camera setup.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, we did talk about this before we
Yeah,
went
it's
live. So
intense.
hit it again, Dan.
the
It's cool.
technology behind it is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, so I'm probably one of the only people streaming fishing from a laptop. I bring a laptop on my boat. I rig up multiple cameras. I actually can go up to 7 camera angles. We built a custom underwater housing for a GoPro that we can stream through a capture card and get underwater footage, which there's some of that sprinkled throughout like the highlights. And then we use wireless mics. We actually now we use a generator on the boat for power, because we've gone through a lot of different experiments with power sources that haven't gone well. So, but yeah, we're constantly just trying new things. We've talked about doing something similar to what Hacknet's done with like drone footage around the boat. We've looked at underwater drones. We're looking at getting a depth finder that we can capture into the stream. We're coming up with a lot of cool ideas just around the kind of gamification, I like to call it, of fishing, like turning the real life experience into an actual digital sort of video game experience, just blending the two. So yeah,
It is very cool. So for the viewers who haven't tuned in, basically he's got a boat set up, goes around. There's a rotating camera angles, at least the one that I saw, and it shifts around from the front of the boat to the back. And I think you had one of your kids with you the day that I tuned in.
Yeah, my daughter fishes with me quite a bit. She's the only other person that loves fishing in the family. So yeah, her and I go out quite a bit. And then Kevin joins us a lot too. So the 3 of us are out quite a bit.
And also another streamer, OK Dude TV. Dan was nice enough to bring him out to Minnesota for a few days and have him out on the show. And I think that's an interesting idea, having other people from the community come out and be a part of the show. And even further than that, like he was saying with the Twitch API shit, he I guess you're working on some kind of experience system or some overlay, something to where me in Virginia and Brooke in Colorado can still interact with the whole, leaderboard system or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we got this custom overlay on our channel where every time we catch a fish, we weigh it and we measure it. And then we have like our own little algorithm that calculates experience points, and then we level up. But we're looking at a way to expand that to other Twitch fishermen to where we can all on our own streams be tracking this stuff and just have like a seasonal leaderboard and cool stuff like that, and help cross promote everyone's channels and stuff. So
and once that gets set up, that opens up the doors for like tournaments, right? So fishing tournaments where we all say, okay, we're all off this day, let's set this, mark your calendars, we're having a fishing tournament this day, the first annual fish off.
What a crazy concept. That would be so cool to watch.
I think Jay Dude, when they get this rolling, you need to practice up. And whenever
I will never be able to compete, guys.
You could hold the trophy, man.
I can never compete, but I would watch the shit out of that, man.
They'll send you a bit trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
we'll
Bitcoin,
get
only
some
a trophy.
prizes. We'll get some trophies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I shout out? So, Dan, I don't know. Have you seen Carp and Play's setup?
I have. I did. I saw him the other day. Yeah.
He's been doing that for a long time, dude. And it is, I don't know how he got the whole underwater rig going, but it's a pretty awesome deal. I like it.
Yep.
Very expensive.
He's probably got a cap. Was you use a capture card, right, Dan? And,
I do, yeah.
There's like underwater cameras that specifically are made for getting underwater fishing shots. You sit it by your hook and watch your fish.
Is that you just run an HDMI to the camera? Like, how do you keep the water out through that port?
There's actually there's
like,
a few ways you can do it, but
well, they also make cameras that are made for that. Like, it's already sealed, waterproofed. It's not a GoPro setup or something. It's like their own shit on a wire, and then the wire feeds up to a display
screen,
a screen that has outputs that you can just run into a capture card and then feed that directly into your stream.
Yeah, I just saw one at Cabela's the other day for $700.
They're expensive, they're not cheap. They do sell cheap ones on Amazon, but the resolution's not going to be worth it. You want to definitely put the money in for a good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's cheaper ways to do it with more traditional cameras like GoPros and stuff.
And guys, there's another channel. I don't know if you've seen, but it's called Fishing It Forward.
The leaderboard, yeah.
The leaderboard channel,
yeah. That Kevin's gamifying, yeah. Kevin's got like every record on that.
Kevin went and submitted like every record the other day. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's an interesting idea too. It's a similar idea where...
Can you guys explain it? Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they basically set up an always-on channel that looks like it's just doing a slideshow, like a PowerPoint slideshow or whatever, that has every fish species, and you submit a clip of you catching, one of the species or whatever, and they basically just promote like who's got the record for each species. So, like Kevin has the record pike, and it has his stats or whatever in his channel name, and it just rotates through these slides. Okay. So it's an interesting idea, an always-on channel that's just kind of keeping track of the biggest fish caught on Twitch and then promoting the people that caught them. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty nice.
You could have your name up there, Jay. The next trip, dude. The next trip, the next fit. You never know, dude. That's the thing with fishing,
That's
man.
True.
You
never
never
know. It could happen. I felt when I was out there like I was just one cast away from the big one.
Dude, it's better to be lucky. It's better to be lucky than good, Jay. I'm telling you.
Yeah, guys. Okay. You're starting to sell me, Brooke. You're starting to sell me. Maybe I didn't need to get out there and make it happen. I don't know.
You're gonna have to renew your license.
Well, maybe I should wait till December 31st, the new year, and I can purchase a fresh new one for $65 or whatever, and I'll have 12 months worth of fishing content going.
That'll be worth it.
Then it's definitely worth it. For the next two or so months, probably not. I see a bunch of questions in chat, guys, that I kind of wanted to touch on. Banjo, you talked about this. You try to clean up wherever you are and make it. Whenever you're fishing, you want to make it more beautiful than when you left it.
Yeah, environmental responsibility. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if I go to a spot to fish every day or like, even every other week or something like that, that's kind of my spot. I feel like I'm semi-responsible to keep that area clean. And, well, number one, let me just say this. Chat will not let that go.
True.
If I throw a cigarette butt out on the ground in a fishing spot, they would they'd eat me alive. But other than that, I still feel like it's, we carry a lot of shit in. It's not just like, here's my fishing rod and my camera. It's like, no, we got everything you need for the day, and even like a snack, some food. There's a lot of garbage that goes along with fishing, right? And most places don't have trash cans. They don't have anything you could dispose of shit properly. So, I just take it upon myself. For example, there's a branch that fell into a little pond that I fish in right there where I always cast in, right? So what I did, I pulled it out, big ass branch. I pulled it out, let it dry out for the day while I was fishing, threw it in the back of my truck, and it's sitting in my backyard in the burn pile. So little things like that, I think, will help keep, I don't know, just a good look.
Beck.
We see Beck showing some garbage. Looks like he's gonna be packing that out.
Yeah. He's like, you guys speak words, I take action.
I'm guessing most of you guys probably feel the same way, right? Do you feel that you have more responsibility since you guys are out there all the time, and you know you're using the areas for fun and all that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, shore fishing, you definitely find a lot of stuff. Like obviously when we're boat fishing, we don't run into that as much. But like I had an incident where I was fishing with my daughter and like a rapper blew into the water and I could see it drifting away, and like, you know, I had to unanchor and like go get it. I'm not gonna leave that, even if it wasn't seen on stream. Like you don't do that around here, you know.
And to be fair, there's some instances where there's not really much you can do. Like, I'm sure Brooks, I've seen it on his stream. It's like, yeah, I can't clean all this shit up. Like, what do you expect me to do? But I'm sure you pack your own shit out at least.
Yeah.
And I've seen it when I went down and visited OK Dude out in North Carolina. We went fishing at this one spot, and there's just packs of fucking worm styrofoam, chicken liver packs just all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, how can people just be like, oh,
dude, that actually is kind of frustrating when it's actually not just regular trash and it's actually fishing related trash. You're kind of like, wait, who are these people? Because almost every fisherman that I know of, they make an effort to kind of leave things better than they
left it. Exactly.
Or
That's a good way to put it. I mean, we're not perfect. Okay. There's a lot of people that leave a lot of mess around, but we're going to go out of our way slightly to leave it in a better position than when we got there, if we can. Right?
And I am, so after that one, Banjo, that stream that you tuned in to, there was like heroin needles. Like, so this is like where I fish a lot of times because there's good service and I'm in Denver, so I don't have to drive forever. So it's real easy to just go and fish. You know, I'm trying to like remove friction, make it easy for myself so that I can like not get burned out or whatever. But it's through like the city, basically the river that I fish often, and it's literally like parts of it are downtown Denver. So you get the regular like trash from people on the trails and that kind of stuff, plus with any flood that comes down, all the water in Denver actually goes down through the storm system, and then the river goes high, everything gets stuck in the branches and everything, then the water drops and you got tons of trash. So my chat was like berating me to the point where I'm like, okay, we're going to actually go down and not fish whatsoever. I'm going to take big contractor bags and like fill these bags up and just like see how much we can get in a couple hours, you know? But other than that, like other than packing my own stuff out, it's like impossible to make it nice down there. And there's other, and it's really, I feel bad because it's a terrible representation of Colorado fishing.
Yeah.
But it's what's easy and it's what's accessible to me. And so I'm showing the stream. I'm like, guys, Denver isn't really this terrible. Like the mountains are wonderful. Like come out and like do, you know, they got like world record trout fishing if you go up to the mountains or whatever. Like, don't let this detour you from coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
I feel like that's true here too. There's, you know, of course there's places around me that are close that are more accessible, but of course they're going to be a little bit more littered with trash or just nasty. And then whereas I could drive 20 minutes up into the mountains that are close and find some actually really good spots at, you know, preservation.
Maybe spotty
coverage. Yeah,
That's
spotty
the problem.
signal or anything like that.
So Jay, what you're doing multiple dongles for your live view when you're streaming, or you have Verizon and T-Mobile or AT&T?
Yeah, no, for mine, so I have the bonding set up to go through the live view, and I have right now currently one AT&T, one Verizon, and one T-Mobile here because T-Mobile here in the Bay Area is really, really, really good.
It's gotta be so expensive, man.
It's very, very expensive, very, very expensive. When I first started streaming, I of course started just with the one SIM card, but you know, since I've leveled up as a stream, I've been able to buy some good things for the stream. Because when I had first initially started, anything that was getting donated in, all the subs, all that money was going just towards the stream. And so
100%, yeah, that's everything I do. It's, you know, fish. It's been said before, fishing's expensive. The gear,
Yeah.
all that crap is really expensive. So yeah, every single penny that comes through, it's just thrown right back at the gear, you know. So I couldn't even imagine getting to the point where I could afford a live view setup. That just seems crazy to me.
yeah,
I'm
man.
still waiting for like an all-in-one. There's got to be somebody who makes like a big, thick cell phone all-in-one cellular bonder device that can just do everything, but it still gives you that cell phone stream feel. Because I'm sure you know, Jay, because it's different having a phone in front of you, be able to read chat, looking directly at the camera, than, you know, whatever camera you use with the live view. What do you use for your live view?
So I have like, it's kind of like a GoPro. It's a Sony Action Cam. The beauty of the beauty of it is it has the image stabilization. So if I'm walking around, it's like that bouncing and stuff.
This is me moving my camera up and down really fast.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful.
Wow, that's awesome.
FDR X3000 or whatever, the 4K one. It's perfect.
It's good.
How do you do with power? Does that multi-plug you power the camera too?
It does. Well, so the live view unit will power the USB Wi-Fi devices. It will not power the camera. But I have a huge battery that's like, I swear to God, it's like 10 pounds. It feels so heavy. A big bad boy, kind of like that, yeah. And so everything is plugging in to a large battery, which can keep me live for about 8 to 10 hours. And I actually have 2 of those huge batteries.
What battery?
I got you beat.
Holy shit. That's
Laying
not
it
very
on
mobile. Here, I'll show you guys.
Dan Burgundy.
That's good for
got a
boat
complex.
stream. Mine can fit in a backpack. Okay, Dan.
Hang on, let me
So
grab my.
Dan Burgundy drive a big old lifted truck? That's my question.
How many milliamps is that?
I actually
It's
just bought a
50,000.
truck for the first time.
50,000. That's what mine's 54,000. Does it have an inverter on it? AC/DC?
Like, here it is.
Oh, you got a 20 volt and a 12 volt. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically an inverter right there.
Yeah. So I can plug everything into that and get 10 hours. I've done a almost 17-hour stream before, and that required 2 of those things. So
This battery kept basically 2 streams out in the woods live for 3 days.
Wow.
Just one battery.
Pretty good, man.
And it has the inverter on it. So that last day we snuck out to Walmart. It was hot as balls. I got a little desk fan, and I just plugged it right in there, turned the inverter on, and I slept with that thing on my lap, just blowing across my body. It was like heaven. It was like heaven. It was one of the best things in the world.
No, yeah, you're right about the whole technology thing, because I actually, it's expensive to have this whole setup, and I'm thinking about downgrading, because sometimes that just having the cell phone, it's easier to get it around, first of all, and that's key, especially when you have to worry about setting up all your other equipment as far as fishing goes, right? Like, you have a bunch of stuff with you. You don't need 25 extra pounds that you got to lug around into who knows where. And so I wish, and I think that sooner or later something will be developed here soon, because so many people, like, this live streaming thing is a thing. It's only going to keep growing, right?
Have you guys checked out the Speedify app?
I have used the Speedify app before.
So my experience was it was terrible. What was yours?
Mine was actually very, very good for
Really?
the first 3 months that I was using it with my cell phone. And then after that, it was terrible. Cutting out all the time. Couldn't count on it. Had better
Were you
experience.
using it with the bonding, or were you using?
I did the bonding where I had the cell phone and then also a Wi-Fi device coming in.
Yep.
But after that, man, it just wasn't worth it for me, because every time I would go on, my stream would only last 15 seconds and then cut off. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't know if they I don't know that. So there's reviews online say it's great, and I've actually bought it and tried it out, and I couldn't tell any difference, and I think it actually made things worse.
That's how I felt after. Yeah. Have you guys tried the Speedify stuff?
No, I don't even know what it is. I'm guessing it's like a cellular bonder for the cell phone.
Yeah, man. So Speedify,
It's an app.
It's an app that goes on your phone, and supposedly it can take in your regular SIM card from your phone and also a Wi-Fi device and bond them together for a more powerful signal.
I haven't tried that. I
Just
actually
like the
bought
live view.
I bought one of those signal boosters and tried it early on, and it didn't seem to do anything really.
Really?
Yeah.
Hitch Live swears upon one of them, like lives on one of them signal boosters.
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation where you are and stuff like that. I don't know where I tried it a few times, like it didn't seem to do anything.
So I have the antenna that Hitch Live uses. Are you talking about that one? It's like a flat looking plate. Yeah, it's $29 on Amazon, and it's just a antenna, but you have to have a Wi-Fi box.
Hotspot.
Yep. And the problem is, so it's got two I think they're like T9 ports. You plug the two cables in, and the problem is it's directional. So you got to literally, it does help, but you got to like turn and point it at the tower.
At the tower. You got to know where the tower's at. Okay. Yeah.
And so, but Hitch Live has great luck with it, and he just throws it in the backpack. My luck with it is like, it helps if you like line of sight it to the tower, set your hot box up, and then you Wi-Fi with your phone, and then your phone's mobile within like a 20-foot radius.
I feel like because Hitch tried out not the live view unit, but another I forget what TV something.
TV1.
And he didn't like it. And also when you have
a very good product.
Yeah, when you have that his stream is, I don't want to like make this sound bad because it's a good thing. It's kind of like grungy. He's got the real low quality. He's usually at 480 or even sometimes he goes down to 360 and the bit rate is real low, but it goes with what he's doing.
It's appropriate for hitchhiking.
He's hitchhiking and it looks so it's just like it makes it feel authentic. And I have been having that feel too, like, man, I kind of feel like my camera is too high quality at this point. I'd rather just have a cell phone.
Yeah. I don't know. So here's a question I want to ask you, Jay, because you started with the cell phone streaming, right? And obviously upgraded. What is other people like noticing what you're doing, right? It's very noticeable. How do they react to the camera compared to the cell phone?
To be honest, so the beauty about the action cam is you can put it on your shoulder, right? You get that first person point of view. Now, when I'm doing it that way, it's easier for me to get in and out of places. I don't usually get stopped if I'm going into a store, whereas, sometimes if you have the selfie stick out in front of you, that's always an issue. To be honest, here in the Bay Area, I feel like people are very, very not forgiving, but just accepting of stuff like that. It's not really a big issue. I was streaming in Seattle, and that was the mecca of streaming. No one cared that I ever had a camera, and they were like, "Oh, this is super cool," asking me questions about it all the time. I can imagine where you guys are, it's probably a little bit more difficult, right?
It's a lot more difficult. A lot of the spots I go to for like my bar streams and stuff, we go to hole in the walls, like dirty spots. You don't even want to go to the bathroom in this place. And they're older people, and they don't understand what's going on, right? So I'll be sitting at a table, and I got the camera set up, pointed with me. My wife's sitting next to me in a kind of like weird, usually a bar situation, you're at a table across from each other talking, but she's next to me, so she'd be on stream. And we just get all these kinds of dirty fucking looks from people. But I've noticed that once they realize what I'm doing and you can read chat, as long as my chat's being cool about it, they're super fucking into it. They're like, "Oh my God, this is so cool, dude. I wish I had this when I was your age," and stuff like that. Well, so it's like, you get a lot of dirty looks.
Yo, Banjo, I remember I tuned into your stream one day when you and ATV Andy got chased out of a sandwich shop because you were recording.
Yeah.
By like an old man.
It was a hot dog spot. Tony's, dude, I still go.
Tony's hot dogs. He wasn't going to put up with your shenanigans.
And this place was like old timey. Like they
damn millennials. Get out of here.
Yeah, they only serve hot dogs, French fries, and 2 types of beer on draft and sodas. That's it. That's the only thing they cook. 2 old men in little paper hats. And as soon as he realized I was videotaping, he was having none of that.
Holy cow!
And he wasn't even like.
He tried to fit. I think he tried to fight ATV Andy.
He wouldn't acknowledge me directly. He was telling Andy, "You need to go tell that guy to get the hell out of my hot dog shop." I'm like, dude, Grandpa, calm down, man. This is the thing. It's what people do now, and it's like, no, I'm not having it. I'm like, all right, fine, all right.
Yeah, no.
So,
It's funny because now this is what I have in my head when I go live and doing IRL stuff. Every time I see someone and get that look or whatever, I have a chance to teach someone about Twitch and potentially get a new viewer. Like,
Right,
that's how I
right.
look at it now. I gotta be ready to sell myself all the time, right? Because it can either go one of two ways. You can either end up on top or have them hate you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't do anything and they're gonna hate you no matter what. But most of the time I feel like I can make it work to, get them to kind of understand or, feel what I'm thinking and get it done.
So, Jay, so with your setup, well, there's two things before I forget. Apparently the GoPro, the 7
Yeah, that just came out.
has, it's got really good stabilization,
Yeah,
which it's
yeah,
got
I saw that
it's a
too.
smaller footprint, it's a smaller device.
Right.
But my point, and so I guess we can come back to that in a minute. But my question is, I feel like a selfie stick with a phone and a battery is so obtrusive compared to like that little Sony camera, especially if you have it mounted on your shoulder. I feel like it's really pretty. It seems more natural. Is that what have you experienced that or no?
No, I think for the most part, if you have a selfie stick with that camera on it in front of you, or you have a cell phone, it's kind of the same deal.
Okay.
And like I said, if you have it on the shoulder, it makes it a lot easier to do everything. No one's really asking you any questions about that. They just because it looks like a camera. Oh, this guy he's probably doing YouTube or something.
Right. So I have this weird thing where I feel like I'm invading people's privacy. I feel like if I'd had that set up on the shoulder, I feel like I'd need to let them know like what I'm doing. Like, look, this is live. They see you right now.
Which makes it even more awkward too, because it's like, by the way, you're on camera.
Right, and so I feel like I have to let them know.
Yeah,
You're right. So if anyone is like gonna be the main subject, or I'm gonna have a long conversation with someone, if they're just stopping in and being like whatever, I 100% will mention exactly what's going on. But it's very easy to sense someone's uncomfortableness and be able to have a conversation, but turn my body so that they're just at the edge of the frame, right? So if I ever feel something like that, it's easy to just position myself in a way that they're not going to be on it, but I can still explain what exactly is happening. Now, it's very easy to tell the people that want to be on camera versus the people that don't want to be. You just got to be able to read it when you're in front. I'm sure you've had similar experiences.
100%.
Hey Jay, I gotta run actually. I got a call in like 15 minutes. I gotta go take. But
all right, man. Well, Dan, thank you for joining us. I enjoyed hearing about your setup and all the future things that are coming in. You want to give yourself a shout out on everything?
Yeah, just check it out at twitch.tv/GamersOutdoors, and we'll be doing a lot of cool stuff in the future. So
ready for that the ice fort, what do you call it? Ice castle?
Ice castle. I mean,
if you get that, I'm flying up there.
You're coming out no matter what, but
right. Well, I'll see you at TwitchCon anyways.
Yeah, that's true. We'll all be at TwitchCon, so it'll be a good time.
Man, everyone's gonna be at TwitchCon this year.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right, Dan.
All right.
Have a good one, man. Thank you again.
Dude, good to meet you in the face to face, Dan.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you later on.
Bye, Toxic Dan.
Or Dan.
Bye.
Okay, we're down to 4 guys. So
I feel like the world is just voting people off the island. I want to know who's gonna end.
Who's next?
The universe is just picking us off.
Yeah,
I had my money on Beck falling asleep by now.
I think that Beck, did you stand up and like walk around a little bit because you were feeling like you were gonna fall asleep, or no?
No, I just had to smoke off stream.
Oh, okay.
Because I noticed that Banjo wasn't smoking on stream either, so I was like, oh, I better not then.
As he's about to light up.
Is that he's had that cigarette like the whole time, and he's just like holding on the lighter and the cigarette unlit the whole time talking.
I just don't want it to be, try to hide it. Whatever. Smoking is bad.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, Beck. I lost a bet. We thought you went to pee, man.
Not again. Well, the first time I did, yeah. But so real quick about, I just wanted to make a comment about Hitch's.
Well, yeah, and I want to hear
Extension,
about
or-
your setup, dude, because you have a crazy setup also. So go for it, man.
Okay, really quick. So with the antenna that you have, Brooke, you can get an omnidirectional antenna. So basically, it's like a cylinder, and
Is it
it
white?
gets from all sides. It's usually white. Yes.
I've seen that.
Yep. And you can use that, and it'll grab whatever signal from anywhere.
Is it good? Does it
Okay.
help?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you just got to look at the DBI. I mean, how much DBI does the plate give you compared to the omnidirectional one? And you can get different versions. Remember, guys, I used to work in the cell phone industry, so I know a lot about this shit. But so my setup is real simple. I just use a phone and battery.
It's not true because you are streaming to an RTMP.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
I'm streaming to a dummy Twitch account.
Oh, really?
Where's
Yeah.
that diagram?
Whoa!
Where can I find that diagram at?
So if you go in my chat and type in exclamation mark flowchart, you'll get the link.
I'll
But
put it in your
basically,
chat.
so here's the reason why I did that is because, well, if I had the money, I would buy all the cool stuff. I don't have the money. I don't have money to get a cool server with OBS and RTMP and all that stuff. So I basically run everything in-house besides the dummy account to Twitch. And the reason why I use Twitch as the dummy account or stream to that is because Twitch has the best player for IRL. If your connection loses, or if everything gets disconnected, as soon as you get back up, the player automatically pulls the stream back up without any user interaction. You'll just get an offline screen. And so on my dummy account, for the offline screen, I have waiting for a connection. So I don't got to do anything. It just says waiting for a connection. And then as soon as I get back on, it goes up, and I don't rip. I don't have 1,000 VODs at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
And then I also do.
So are you using OBS do you just like screen capture that other account and then overlay? it?
So I use OBS's browser source, and then I pull in Twitch's embed player URL, and then I use I opened that up in Chrome, and I inspected the page, and I got rid of all the stuff that's on top of it, like follow me, all these other things, everything, the volume slider, everything. I just got rid of all that with the CSS override built into OBS. So that way it's just, you'll see Twitch for like a second in the bottom right corner. But yeah, so it's like a Chromeless player.
There's so many smart people on Twitch doing different things. It's crazy, boys.
Dude.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
posted the flowchart in your chat, Jay. Brooke, check out the chat there, the beck.com/stream flowchart. That'll give you an idea of him saying it's simple, but it's not simple.
Dude, Beck,
So on that flow,
you're a mad genius.
So I have to update that flowchart. I no longer, so I was using Twitch's JavaScript API player in a local HTML file, and then I pulled that into OBS. Now I'm just going straight to Twitch's player URL. It's a little bit different. Works a little bit better. I can now override the CSS, the cascading style sheets.
What?
Yeah.
Banjo, are you familiar with this? Is this like something? Am I the only one that doesn't know that you could?
I know you could do that, and I know I could figure it out if I took a week off and try to figure it out. But it's
how about this? When we all meet up at TwitchCon, if you guys have any questions about anything, I'm an open book. I love helping other people out because I want to see streams be successful, so I have something to watch when I'm not streaming. So
yeah. I don't know. I'm just a big fan of simplicity. Also, I'm really fucking lazy. There's that too.
Same.
Put a
So,
phone up,
and then
make a
on top of
video
that-
and we're good.
yep. So on top of all that, as you can see on the flow chart, I use two programs on my phone, Stream Copilot and UpDeck. UpDeck is like Stream Deck, like at your house for your computer, playing games and stuff on your phone. Available for iOS and Android, and it's basically you can program buttons on your phone to do stuff, change scenes, go offline, online, all remotely, just as long as you forward the ports correctly through your router and the computer that you're using for OBS at home.
You said
It's
forwarding
just-
ports. I'm out. I've tried to make enough online servers for people to play on. Forwarding ports is a nightmare for me. I'm out, dude.
A lot of times it's the Windows firewall that people mess up on.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So the best thing you can do is, if you're having issues with forwarding ports, find your local IP address on your local network and go into your router and make your IP DMZ, which is demilitarized zone. So that way it's basically your public IP goes straight to that computer and all the ports are open. If you can talk to your computer via that way, then it's a router problem. If you can't talk to your computer that way, then it's a software problem, which would be like Windows or whatever operating system you're using.
Beck, how did you just learn all this yourself, self-taught?
Beck is that homeless man that is also like a freaking engineer that works for Microsoft at the same time.
I was a systems engineer for a wireless deployment company, so that probably helps a little bit.
There you go.
But yeah, everything is self-taught. Yeah, didn't go to school for anything, no certificates, just hands-on experience from the 90s and up.
Good stuff, man. So we've almost hit 3 hours now. Start wrapping it up a little bit, guys. If anybody in chat has questions, like, now is the perfect time. We can just get them out. I know earlier chat was just blowing up with questions, but now that it's slowed down a little bit, it might be easier.
Dan said something that's similar to what I do for my chat on the monitor. What does he? I don't know. What does he mean by that?
So he's got it's a TV. I think it's a monitor he's got mounted on his boat so he can read chat.
Yep.
So I'm guessing what he's saying is he's went through and stripped out all the bullshit just so it's just chat on the monitor. I'm guessing is that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I got you. All right.
So Keeljosh says, how do you prevent stream sniping?
Well, there's two types of stream sniping, right? There's the good stream sniping, and then there's the harassment stream sniping.
And the bad ones.
And the callers.
Fortunately enough, with the fishing community, I don't want to jinx anybody or anything, but it's a good group of older people who don't really want to fuck with your well-being. They're actually kind of cool about it. I have experienced with Alec one time, straight up swatting. So we... it was.
That's no good, man.
I don't know if he's open about talking about it, so I'll just leave it at that. But it was a very serious situation, and that's kind of where, like, once you pass a certain viewer count, it's like you're just opening yourself up more and more to those hateful trolls who are just looking to do you harm. And the biggest thing is, don't show any signs, don't say where you're at. I've got a couple of spots locally that I go to that they're cool with it. They're not going to worry about callers. If the cops show up, they got my back. It's not going to be like, I'm not worried about anything like that. But then again, it goes back to, I don't have that many people watching and they're all pretty cool. So I'm not too worried. If I go to a new spot or go out to eat with my wife somewhere new, I'll walk in with the camera pointed at my chest. I won't show anything like that. What do you do, Jay? Because you have it. You're kind of limited on your
So with my setup, I actually can switch scenes to a privacy scene, if that makes sense, where it says, Jay is not offline, he's still here, he's just in a privacy mode because he doesn't want to show house location or restaurant or whatever. I've actually...
Real quick, how do you switch that?
I have an app on my phone that switches. It's custom built.
What's the app? Oh, custom built, okay.
Yeah.
I have a camera lens that I put in front of the camera, so it's all black. Easy.
There you go.
Yeah, custom built. Yeah, yep.
No, be really cool is like a little mosaic lens, so it looks pixelated like on Cops.
That would be cool.
I have a kaleidoscope lens somewhere.
Yeah, do that.
That'd be cool.
That's really good. Yeah. But I've never had. One time I was at a restaurant with a friend and we got called. Other than that, man. Really,
I've had the cops called on me but it wasn't from a viewer of the stream. It was because I was down on the river with a bow, and somebody jogging by like happened to see me. I was like bow fishing fish, and so they called the cops just to check things out. So they rolled in. They rolled in, and I just talked to them and showed them my license, and like, oh, okay, see ya, and left. They were really cool about it, but it was, I thought I got sniped because they came down to the edge of the river, and they were like, you know, when you can see someone who's being cautious with their like posture, or like they're trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
He came sneaking down, and like they yelled at me to come over. I was in a canoe. I like put the bow down, like went over there, rode over there, and they were cool about it. But I thought I got sniped or swatted or whatever.
Man, I hope I never have to deal with anything like that. It just seems so stressful and a hassle.
How did you deal with the restaurant thing?
Well, the crazy part is, man, we sat down for lunch, called in, the hostess walks up with a phone like this, and they're like, "You have a call," and I was like, "What?" Because it had never happened to me before. I had no clue what was happening, and I answered, and they asked if they could actually speak to not me, but the person that was on stream with me, one of my friends. So that is doubly fucked up because, you know, obviously, like, I am the streamer and I can take that stuff, but like one of my friends who's not, and then they just started talking shit to him. After that, I was just like, hang up. I told the hostess, like, thank you, but if anyone else calls, just ignore them, please. And that was that. And ever since then, I've been doubly careful about restaurants and all that stuff. So, Beck, what were you gonna ask? No, I
forgot. What were we talking about right before that?
Have you ever been sniped? No.
Oh no! What I was gonna say, just stay away from ISIS community, GGX, all that stuff. Most of the time, you'll be all right. I mean, I'm surprised. I don't know if Alec has ever gotten callers and stuff. He has. Okay.
We've been spotted for it, and I directly blame the GGX community for that.
Yeah.
Yo,
that's what you're gonna get.
How long, dude? How long? Because you've been streaming IRL for a while. Like, you've been on the platform for a long time, haven't you?
I've been on Twitch since it was Justin TV, so back in 2009.
Were you always streaming IRL, or?
No. I didn't stream IRL until it was okay to do it, because you couldn't do it before. Social eating.
My one little bragging thing here, before IRL was a thing, so I forgot when it was like 2014 or 2015. Notch, the creator of Minecraft, I follow him on Twitter. He said, "Hey, I'm live streaming a wedding on Twitch," and I was like, "How the fuck do you live stream a wedding on Twitch?" And I went in chat, asked him. He was using Bitstream, an old version of Bitstream. And
oh yeah.
That night, I downloaded it and I went out and did a bar stream. Back in like
nice.
An IRL
section. The original OG right there.
The Banjo didn't have any time to. He didn't think about it. He just downloaded it.
Like,
the instant.
Yep, this is it. Bam. There we go. And then it was, you know, I got like 10 people watching. It was kind of cool. And I went back to my gaming streams. And then, you know, IRL blew up. I started watching Andy Milanakis and all them. You know, well, I'll be honest. I was an Ice Poseidon fan back when he was on Twitch. When he started, the Pokemon Go is what really kicked it off, right? That's what actually sprouted the IRL section on Twitch, because people were streaming actual IRL content, but under the Pokemon Go section, because that's where people were going to consume that content. So
right.
That's when
I would also
actually started there.
I was gonna say, I would also say that social eating helped out a little bit too.
Yeah, mukbang.
Early on.
Mukbang was where it was.
Yeah.
So I have a question. I talked to Zunit or Z Unit on. I run a podcast. I think we're 11 seasons or podcasts in. Episodes. Yeah, thank you. Jeez.
Got you, man.
So I had Zunit on, and he was talking about channel growth. And he, like, all of you guys have been here longer than I have, but he was saying if you want to grow your channel, he thinks that, like, he thinks that if you're going to get bigger than like 150 concurrent, you need to switch over to gaming to start converting gamers over, because that's the majority of the platform. Do you guys agree? Disagree?
I don't agree with
What?
that, because I've done that before. Like, I've been back and forth gaming IRL like the whole time. I'm really good friends with Z in it, so don't think I'm talking shit.
No. Yeah, I know he is.
And he's very open about this. So
and he's a great dude.
The whole thing with ARC, the ARC viewership being it the way it is there's a website, Gamepedia or something, that's owned by Kurtz, that's owned by Twitch, right? And what they're doing is they're embedding Twitch streams into the web page to where you can't even see them. They're playing in the background, they're muted, but anybody who's on the ARC Gamepedia site or something will count as a viewer in somebody's channel.
What?
So, there's survive. Go look at the ARC section. Their chat is super dead. I will say Z-Unit is probably the most interesting and most popular.
Well, and his chat actually moves. Like, out of all of them, his chat's moving. You know.
So Survive the ARC, the official ARC channel. They even have a command in chat that explains this whole situation.
Interesting. Holy shit.
There's literally nobody in the chat, and there's literally thousands and thousands of viewers on the channel.
Man, how can I get my Twitch stream embedded into like Reddit or something?
Everybody keeps saying that. Like, dude, let me get some of that free viewers, dude. I don't know. I think Twitch has to do something about that.
Dude, you don't want to, but the problem with that is you don't want to have like 300 concurrent and you only have 5 people chatting. Well, that's even worse than having the actual concurrent viewers, I think.
Get this. Yep. Yesterday, there was a guy that I followed who used to do Uber streams. He wasn't very big. He was doing it for a while. And yesterday I saw him streaming just a random game and he had 115 viewers. And I was like, what the hell happened here? Did he get hosted or what? So I went in and I watched him stream. Literally only one person chatting out of 115 viewers. And I was like, yikes. Yep. And I watched him long enough to see him host someone else. And the host went over. Nobody moved over from him. Now, I thought Twitch had like cracked down on bots, but apparently people are still...
Dude, so I've seen a host come through and it bumps somebody's viewership way up and there's still no one in chat. Is that a thing? Like, is that a certain... I don't know Twitch stuff, but...
I call them resident sleepers, right? I as a fishing channel, if I'm doing like a very calming, relaxing fishing stream where I'm just kind of sitting there fishing, I'm not really being excited because I'm a human being. I can be exciting, I can be happy, but some days I just want to chill and fish and not really be funny and not act a certain way for the camera. I'm a human being. So I'll get, my normal viewer count, but chat's just dead because I'm not interacting and they just want to chill and listen to the scenery and watch me catch a fish or something like that,
And some of that is prone to like when you're streaming, because a lot of people watch fishing streams while they work.
That too. Well, it's muted on a second monitor or something like that. So yeah,
I agree 100% because I know that I start early in the morning, 10 a.m. my time. In California, and most people are working or they're EU, and people will tell me all the time, I just got you up on my second monitor, Jeff, so that's that.
Yep.
Just like white noise as you work. That's how I use Twitch also. When I'm done streaming, I'll have always a Twitch stream up, and either I'm gaming or working on my stream, lots of different things. But yeah, and I think I'm a pretty typical Twitch user. I'm like super lurk mode. I don't type much. I'll say hello sometimes, but that's how.
So last year sometime, I was kind of playing off that idea, the whole resident sleeper thing. I made a channel called Resident Sleeper ASMR. And I would play relaxing music. I would put up a GIF or a video on replay of like a stream and I'd put in water sounds, bird chirping sounds. I'd put all these audio sources together to make a very relaxing thing. And I'd call it Fall Asleep to This Stream, and that shit actually works. People would pull up the stream, fall asleep to it. I'd wake up the next day, there's 100 people just sitting there not saying anything, probably actually asleep. And I think that's actually not a bad idea because YouTube has that live YouTube music thing that's kind of popping off, and nobody's really doing that on Twitch. Well, Monster Cat and things like that, but nothing to the point where it's like, hey, watch this stream to help you fall asleep. It's kind of like
that's my regular stream, Banjo.
Yeah, mine too. Resident Sleeper.
Resident Sleeper ASMR. But now it's my full bongo channel. That's my my secret channel that I just shouted out. Fuck. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding.
Banjo, when I meet up with you in TwitchCon, I have something to tell you around that of what you were just talking about.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Beck's got a secret channel too. You guys could combine forces on the secret channel game.
we've all got little secret ideas that we converse with each other. We'll be in Discord and be like, "Is anybody streaming right now?" And they're like, "Okay, I got this perfect idea, dude." And then we never.
Yeah. I have a secret account too. It's the one that I just do all my testing to. So, like, I don't want to go live on my channel if I'm just fucking around.
I think everybody does that.
Right. It was funny because in the beginning I was just going live to my channel, and then I realized, wait, this is stupid.
I don't even have a testing channel. I just, I just go straight live to my channel. See, I'm learning from you guys.
That's what this is all about too. Like, that's why I wanted to start the podcast, because I think IRL has a chance to be big on Twitch. It was interesting, the conversation earlier, whether Twitch actually wants IRL to be successful or not.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
I think they do. Fishing.
Well, both. Fishing, maybe not. IRL, maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting topic for sure. But I think that Twitch does want it to grow, just because the more people on, doesn't matter who, really, the better for them. So that's what this whole podcast is about, is bringing, meeting everyone, bringing everyone together, shooting ideas off each other. Like, I mean, Beck is a genius over here, setting up his stream.
He's the sleeper genius.
And he's always been doing crazy things. He was one of the first people with multiple camera angles on his stream, right? Like,
the craziest innovation.
I feel like it was. Like, you had 3 angles on your cam.
Maybe in the car.
Yeah, in the car. Sorry, in the car.
I think his craziest innovation, and the first time I ever went into his stream, it was this. It was him sleeping in a hammock. Full drool. You were sleeping in a hammock.
Oh yeah.
That's a classic.
Dude, it was your best work, dude. You had a little drool right here on the corner. You were snoring softly, just like
in my beard.
So peaceful.
My mustache. Yep.
That is the classic Beck stream. That's what I think.
Really
or by the fire. Those are the streams. He's always got the fire going.
Good vibes right there.
That's right. Okay, guys. Well, man, you guys want to talk about anything else? I feel like we've covered a lot, man. This has been fun.
Yeah, I think we're good.
You think we're good?
We've hit a lot.
Jay, I have a question for you, really quick.
Yeah, hit me with it.
So I followed your channel over that. It's been, I don't know how long actually. I'll have to check, but it was over that clip.
The followage command.
Do you have the followage command?
100% I do, yeah.
Okay,
we're about to see.
Incoming 1,000 followage in chat.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody does one.
Dude, 7 months is a long time, Beck.
Oh, damn.
Well, now that it's on cooldown, you can't get it because Beck just fucked you.
Come on! Anyway, I think it's been like a month or something, probably.
Okay.
But dude, what is your channel all about? Like, what? So I know you do obviously I saw the fishing yesterday. I've seen a lot of the Uber stuff. Like,
so where I started was with Uber. I actually met in person. I stream sniped him, Gus, who I called the godfather of Uber, but it's probably Beck. Who was the first person to even do it? Was it you, Beck, or Eclectic Ninja?
Eclectic Ninja.
So Eclectic Ninja, Beck, and Cinnabar Corp, Gus, were like the guys.
Oh, is that Gus? Okay, I was gonna say I thought it was Cinnabar Corp.
Were the guys doing the Uber stuff, and there's been the Uber game has been so crazy. The ups and downs, and just where it is now is Really unbelievable how it's come. So
It's
that's
it's dead now, right? You can't.
well, you can.
You
And there's
can't.
still
Not
are
unless
people
you
that
get.
do it, but you are really risking
gotta
your
beat around
account
the bush.
on
You gotta
Uber
hide
and
all
Lyft.
personal information. You can't say anybody's address. You can't say anybody's name, anything like that.
It's
right?
not even that. It's well, yes, it's that, but they're like who was saying it earlier, Kevin. The terms of service are so broad that really they can ban your account for anything.
So you would say Twitch they like Uber drivers less than they like Fisher.
100%, 100%. Yes, I really do feel that way.
Oh yeah.
So I was doing it for a long time, and I actually had a contact there, and they had to leave, and I got a new contact, and it was just not a good relationship either. So they had basically told me, listen, you can continue doing this, but it's likely that if you do continue, your account will be permanently suspended.
Yeah.
And so it just wasn't worth it for me after the whole Just Smurf thing. So yeah, I've transitioned to just doing other IRL content, including this podcast now, which I would like to have on a weekly basis with different IRL streamers every week. So yeah.
Jay, so I've been following 1 month and 2 days.
Nice, man. Hell yeah.
Somebody put it up.
Yeah. So that now I play a game called Marbles. I've been playing that for a long time. Super popular. I do it once a week. I also played.
Is that the same one Banjo does?
I saw Banjo playing it last night. Yeah. How long have you been playing it for, dude?
So like I found it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I wanted to start doing something called Marble Mondays. I put on like a sports coat and I shoutcast the matches, and but I have to be like really.
Yeah, dude. Did you cut out? Can you guys hear?
He cut out on
He's
my
gone.
end.
Yeah, so I actually, when I first found Marbles,
Drunk to be.
Are you there?
He's back.
Okay, you're back. Go ahead, man. Continue. You cut out for a while there.
Oh, I said I gotta be a little hammed up to be good at it, and that's not healthy. And
yeah,
I just can't do that every Monday.
So when I first found Marbles about 3 months ago, one of my viewers was like, Jeff, you should try this. It would be awesome. And so I finally got around to doing it. And the very first day, man, I had like 150 people in, and I was shouting, and I was like, it was like we were at the races, the horse races, dude. And it was so much fun. I did it for 8 hours. The next day I couldn't talk. I was drained, dead, and I was just like, oh no. Like, I really thought that this was going to be my calling, and I was just like, I can't. I burned out so quick on it.
Well, that's why you see people like Spoo. Like, I'm pretty sure Spoo started out doing it like that, but now he just kind of chills.
Just chill,
like,
yeah.
Let's it play. Because, you know, a lot of those people, they're grinders, man. Those people on the leaderboards, they've got every single stream open. They got every chat box open. When they see somebody type play, they're like, brah, brah, play. They're on every single chat.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. Like, it kind of builds a good community.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a lot of fun. It helps everyone in chat be more active. They're typing already, so why not be in chat asking a question or saying something?
Would it be a good way to do giveaways? Like, I'm not familiar with the whole community part of it, but can you just do it for only your stream, not necessarily like?
Which is really
you can have
tricky with giveaways, aren't they? You have to use a certified program to select somebody from chat to do the giveaway.
I don't know how that works. Is like you have to be official like that?
But you can't use like the winner of the marble game to do it.
I'm not sure.
Oh, there's like
about
Twitch
that.
legality.
There's Twitch legalities on giveaways, and you have to follow the rule. You can probably Google it, Twitch giveaways or something, and yeah, because I used to just like pick somebody from chat and just be like, here you go,
and you can't do
like,
that.
oh, you
Holy
can't do that. You can't do that. So I use like Moobot or another program that, you know, you can give subscribers more luck. That's allowed and stuff like that. But I don't think you can just be like,
man, I didn't know that.
I
think I've done giveaways like this before, and it just probably wasn't kosher. Shit.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
look
ban
at
incoming, Jay.
I
Ban
don't
incoming.
think. I mean, you're not giving away, you know, 2080 Ti's or anything like
No,
big
yeah.
like that, right? So I think
Like a
you're
free
fine,
Steam
but-
key that's worth like $2,
Right.
right?
Yeah. I think that's fine. But for the bigger giveaways, you have to like actually hit the rules.
Okay. Well, guys, shit. I think it's about time we called it quits. We'll wrap it up. Is there any like fishing streamers on right now that we could just toss a host to? You guys have any suggestions? I would be definitely willing and able.
I try to hit all the bases on the fishing streamers.
I think Australia says Gammon, or is no, it's Australia. Let's see if he's live. Hold on.
No, he's not live.
Oh, he told me he was gonna be live.
Kill Josh says there is in chat, but he didn't say who was.
Let's see. Who do we got here? I see. Looks like some guy. First person fishing in the Twin Cities. Mercatus. Don't know him. Do you guys know him? Okay.
He's in
No good.
Minnesota, then.
I'm waiting.
I don't know him. I guess. Huh.
No. If you guys have a better suggestion, then we can go.
I don't want to talk shit about him, but
Okay.
he's really toxic. He's really toxic.
Okay.
Night Wolfpack. He's a local Denver streamer. I've collabed with him a couple times. He does a lot of adventure streams. He's
Is
live.
he fishing?
Let me see.
I would like to get an outdoors thing to stay with the theme.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, is he
I've
just
watched. Have you guys watched this metal detector guy before?
No. I've heard of him though.
Yeah, dude. He's actually pretty good.
Go for him.
Okay.
Who is it?
His name is Johnatone. JOHNOTONE.
Oh yeah, I followed him.
There
Yeah.
you go, dude. Okay, well, we'll toss it to an outdoor streamer. So in closing, guys, thank you for all being here, of course. It was good. I liked it when we got down to 4 people. I feel like it was kind of a little more homey and chill. Good conversation between the 4 of us. I liked
A little
it.
more cuddly.
Yeah.
And
I felt-
especially with Beck in the sleeping bag, it helped the vibe of it, I think.
That's what he's there for. The mood. Beck is the mood. Let's see. Who do we? I guess go ahead and shout yourselves out, Brooke. Go ahead and start your channel. Tell us what you're about. Tell everyone to give you a follow.
It's BrookMartson on Twitch. Well, it's just BrookMartson. I do Colorado-based adventure streams. I don't just do fishing. I run adventure races. I'm gonna do a half marathon and stream that and hike some 14ers, all that kind of stuff. I am live only for about 2 hours, 5 days a week, and it's super early in the morning. So like you're looking at like 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and then I'm out at about 9 o'clock or earlier. So that's that. Dude, thank you for having me on the podcast, man. Jay, it was fun, and dude, it was good to get to know you and hang out with these guys. So
of course. All right, Beck, let's hear it, buddy.
Hello, I'm Beck. You can find me at twitch.tv/Beck, B3ck. Last year I did a lot of outdoor streaming. Had a job change, switched over to Uber, did a lot of Uber streaming, and recently now food delivery.
Hell yeah.
This is actually my first time doing an outdoor stream since the garage fire. That's really the big thing. What changed everything is we had a garage fire and lost a bunch of shit. So had to buy everything, earn the money back, and buy all the stuff back. Getting there. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Jay, for letting me come on here. It's awesome. I'm happy I was able to share some information with you guys. Appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah, man. I'm happy that I was able to have your your hammock on.
Shout out to that hammock.
Yes. Can I shout out where I got it from?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Well, this was made by a company in Minnesota. You can find out more information at superiorgear.com.
There you go.
And it has all the stuff you need. Insulated hammock.
Hell yeah.
Best thing.
Beck, you're the man. Thank you. Banjo, give us the goods.
BanjoBriggs, by the way. I stream what I want and when I want, and it's the best thing in the world. Can't really call it a job, but that's what I do for a living. So there you go. I got a boat that I'm about to put in the water for the first time. There's a fly flying around.
Got him.
No, I didn't. And yeah, boat should be in the water next week, this week, coming up. Hopefully, I got to get an anchor, a battery, and a trailer hitch pin. That's it. We're good to go.
Nice,
So,
man.
Yep, I'm gonna get off the edge of that little pond that I'm always fishing in, and I'm gonna get on a boat, and I got a truck, and I got. By the way, all this was totally funded from people from the stream, so I just want to shout everybody out. That truck, that boat, all this crap I'm buying for the boat, it's all over the room here that you can't really see. Just want to shout out to the people who helped make that happen. Hell yeah, love you guys, and yeah, BanjoBriggs, by the way.
Dude, when can I find? When's the next time you guys are all gonna be live? Tell me, please.
Probably about 30 minutes at the bar.
There we go. Friday night, boys. How about you guys?
Me, I have no clue. My schedule is
Crazy.
nowhere. I don't have a schedule. It's just kind of whenever I have the energy to. Right now, I'm just grinding out, trying to make money so I can get to TwitchCon. Well, I already bought the plane tickets. Now I just got to get the tickets to TwitchCon, and then I also have money for there. So a lot of working right now.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a floor to sleep,
I don't know.
We got a hotel room, and we got a nice clean spot on that hotel room floor if you need somewhere to sleep, man.
There we go.
Cool. I think I'm same with Gus.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll probably stream this weekend, but I can't guarantee when. So I would say Monday morning is official stream in the morning, just like I do during the week. So
Nice, guys. I guess we had 3 other people on, so I should shout them out too. We had KjamesN, Kevin, another Minnesotan.
Yep.
So you guys go give him a follow. We also had GamersOutdoors, who seems like, man, he's really pushing what it takes to be on the lake and fishing. That stream seems like it's gonna go big places. Hopefully we can see it in.
it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also had Hacknet, who a pretty funny guy. I'm glad that he could join. Pretty energetic. Seems like you've spent a lot of time with him, Banjo.
He's young and energetic. He runs circles around me. He fishes circles around me, and I feel like less of a man hanging out with him.
Okay, guys. So with that, we're gonna send a little old host over to another outdoor streamer that I recently started following, or at least saw him doing some metal detecting stuff, since we don't really see any other fishing guys on. So deal with it. Thank you guys again for joining me on the podcast. Everyone in chat, you guys have been excellent. Thank you guys for sitting through this and watching us. This podcast airs every single Friday, 12 noon Pacific, guys. Rotating cast of characters. Probably won't be fishing next week, but we shall see. Maybe we can have you guys join another time in the future, huh?
I'm down.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
You should think about doing
Doing a TwitchCon?
like no behind the scenes thing for streamers, people that want to learn more about streaming stuff. Kind of like how we dabbled in it a little bit.
That's a good idea, man. That it's 2 weeks away, right? So, all right, guys. Thank you so much, chat. Have a good one. Thank you guys for all being here. I'm gonna send you guys over right about now.
See ya.